We are officially live. Hey, you guys, I see a couple people popping in slowly but surely. I look like Rose Noble and Miss V Young is in the building.
Hey guys. Hey everybody. Welcome.
Yep, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm assuming we're coming up on the third week of February sweeps. We probably should be finishing up, next week maybe a week and a half. Somewhere around maybe the last week of this month, it starts to kind of end. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I would say sweeps kicked off well, but then after it continued, it kind of fizzled out for me. I mean, just in my opinion, there are a few interesting sparks, I would say, that we have seen over the past, 2.5, almost 3 weeks. But, I originally was excited when Kane and Phyllis took over, and then they made Kane look like a total wuss this week, and we're gonna get into all of it. Bold, we had the wedding. I'm assuming they did that wedding because of Valentine's Day the day before. The bedroom scene
Mm-hmm.
was lackluster, in my opinion, because we've seen Carter do a lot better. Um, and then Beyond the Gates is, yeah, no complaints. I mean, they always have a lot of moving parts to keep us interested. Hey, Melissa Spencer. Hey, Brooklyn. Miss Myra, Hazel McCoy, Aisha Jackson. All of the, as Bree would call them, the usual suspects. Monique Abram, Keita, Miss V Young. Okay, everybody's in here. Aisha said we need to roast Ivy.
Oh, we will. We definitely will, for sure. We got a
Yeah.
lot of people to roast, to be honest.
Yeah. It got kind of heavy in that group chat, but okay.
Oh,
Um,
we're fine. We're
okay.
good.
Okay, cool. All right, so welcome in. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do hit that like button as well. Follow on the other platforms on Instagram, TikTok. We have a Facebook group and also X. And then, what we normally do on this show, just in case you are new here, we do the Young and the Restless first. We talk about the Bold and the Beautiful. Then we talk about Beyond the Gates. And then we have several segments. Flip the script. Who's taken several seats? Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, Simple Olympics, and the Lily Winters Award. So, a lot of fun stuff in this show. I know I haven't did a lot of recaps, and I kind of wanted to get you guys' opinion on that because it takes time to do the recaps. I don't know if you guys are truly interested in those. Um, Bold seem, Young and the Restless, unless something really sticks out. I usually do those, but I'm usually consistent with Bold, but I need to make sure that you guys are really truly interested in the Bold and Beautiful recaps. I know you guys come in every week for the live chats, which is cool because you guys get to interact with us in a live setting, where
Mm-hmm.
we can talk to y'all, answer questions, laugh with y'all, joke with y'all, go back and forth with y'all, whatever it is, we have fun on the live chat. But in regards to the other content, I need to know from you guys, do you really like the recaps? Do I need to recap them for you or give my opinion or whatever? I would like to know what you guys look for. I know Cheryl said I know that I am. Okay, cool. I would like to know in majority because I mean it does take some time. Plus, I do have another channel, so I do Love Is Blind is out, and I just did the recap for episode 1 through 6 on my other channel. So I'm trying to see where I need to divide my time. If you guys are interested in the bold recaps and things like that, please share them. Hit the like button. I mean, because when you do that, it tells YouTube that you guys are interested, and then they put it on the recommended page or the explore page and things like that, right? So, I want to just make sure that you guys are really truly interested in them, and I can continue to do little short recaps with you guys, so to keep that going. If you guys are into things like Love is Blind and Married at First Sight and Ready to Love and Love Island and things like that, I do have a channel called Romance Review TV. I might have brought this up a few years back. I've had that channel since 2020. And so it's about 28,000 followers, subscribers over there. And so if you do like those types of recaps, you can also check those out as well. Like I said, I did. Love is Blind came out, the Ohio season 10 came out on the 11th, which was Wednesday. I binge watched all first 6 episodes, and pretty interesting stuff. And then I did a full recap on the 7 engaged couples, indecisive people, somebody that got nail glue in their eye, and all of that good stuff. So
What?
yeah, one of the girls got nail glue in her eye. They had to rush her out of there in episode 1.
What an idiot. Oh, sorry. I
Oh
gotta watch this
man.
season.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I will tell you that this season is more about building, to me, in my opinion, it seems a little bit more about building connections than drama. Because we got 7 engaged
Mm.
couples. Normally, it's only 5. I mean, they had so many engaged couples that they had to split the honeymoons and put, because they couldn't afford to put them all in Cabo. So they had to send one to Malibu. Um, but pretty interesting stuff. People asked some really good questions. Some people were indecisive. 2 girls ghosted one guy because he couldn't make up his mind. So a lot of interesting stuff in the first 6 episodes. I do think as we get closer to the altar over there, it's gonna get real messy because some of these folks might not make it. But I guess we'll see.
Ooh, check out the channel, get her take, get the reviews, because I definitely need to check it out. Heard some interesting stuff about it.
Yeah, I will. Let me see. Do I have? Hold on. I might can drop the link to the video in my chat. Let me see. Give me a second. Um. Ooh, we got 56 people in here.
Oh, yeah.
They're in here. That's a good thing. Okay, let me go over here and I'll share it in the chat. Copy the link. Okay, here we go. Oh, well, that's what we're doing today? Okay, there we go. Because sometimes it acts crazy. Okay, there's the link right there. I just dropped it. All right. So let's get off of reality TV and go over to some fiction with these soaps.
The fiction mess.
Mm-hmm.
The Josh Griffin mess of it all.
Right. So, Keish, did you get a chance to watch any of the Y&R this week, or you on chill mode again?
I watched a little bit of it here
Okay.
and there.
Okay, cool. I mean, pretty much we still had the aftermath of, this whole, it still continues with the whole AI thing and Kane changing his mind and all of that good stuff. And, we had Phyllis and Billy turn on him. Mariah finally getting caught. Dominic has had enough of that lady. She wanted to go home. Diane checked Jack, which was a beautiful thing until the next day. And she was like, okay. We had Kyle and Audra kissing and Victoria lying to Nate again. And it's like, Nate, how many times you got to sign up for this? But that's on him. Where y'all want to start?
Can we get the Mariah thing out the way? I am so thrilled that they wrapped that storyline up. I felt so bad for this baby. He was like, "Can I go home? I miss my mom and my dad. Like, this is not fun anymore. Bowie's not my name. You are a mean lady." Oh, poor baby. And then the part that got my blood boiling was when she said, well, your parents don't want you. Why would you tell?
You know what that sounds like? Deja vu. When Jordan told that to Harrison.
Yes. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like that then either. That is
Mm-hmm.
just, I hate that. Don't tell this. That will traumatize a child. And we kind of got a little glimpse as to what Abby was thinking on Monday's episode about this whole scenario. Like I'm just so glad that he was able to go home to his parents. I know there was like some mixed viewpoints as to what should happen with Mariah. There's some people who felt that she needs to just go to a psychiatric ward, and some people really feel that there needs to be someone who gets punished on this show and actually goes to jail. I'm kind of in the middle. If I was in Abby's place and she is red hot mad on Monday's episode with Mariah, she needs to pay for her crime. It's a crime still. That poor baby could be traumatized. Like, you kept him away from his parents for days.
Mm-mm.
And anything could have happened. I don't know. That's just me.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I really wasn't fully invested. I kind of took the quiche role on that storyline. I can use that term, right, Keish? I just want to know.
You sure can.
Quiche coasting.
Yeah, quiche. There you go. Quiche coasting. We go quiche coast on that one. I just wasn't really invested. I actually, I mean, I got the content just to know what it was talking about. But watching it, I kind of skimmed through those scenes. I was like, okay, when are we gonna get back to Diane and Jack, or when are we gonna get back to Kane and this whole situation with Victor? So I kind of skimmed through that. I don't know. Did they think that this was going to be sweeps worthy to keep everybody eyeballs glued to the screen to figure out what's going to happen with Mariah? I don't know. I don't.
It started quickly as it finished. So I mean, it finished quickly as it started for sweeps, because I think in general they know that this is going to be a very uncomfortable storyline. Because even when Jordan took Harrison, that lasted for a very short period of time. It's a very sensitive thing when it comes to kids. But I think they wanted that shock factor. It would actually have made it sweeps worthy if she had actually gotten away with taking him out of the country, and it was a whole search to try to find him. But they wrapped it up really quickly, and I don't know what's going to happen with Mariah. I mean, it's inevitable that she's most definitely going to be in the psych ward, because we know that Patty's supposed to be coming back soon. So I don't know if she's just the character is going to just sit there and just be off screen for a while until Patty comes to the picture, or something. I don't know.
Here's my thing, and I think even though it was disturbing with Jordan, her story had more continuity because there was a lead up to eventually the kidnapping of Harrison, right? Because she was trying to get at Claire. This Mariah storyline going back to 2025 was so inconsistent. And then bam, you hit us in February with, oh, she's back and she's gonna steal Dominic, and then she's gonna run away with him, and then and it's like, okay, we didn't even know what happened with the old guy. We talked about this, I think.
Right.
What happened with the old guy that she met? And then that, the lack of continuity over the past year where we didn't see Mariah or any storyline from her after a while. And then you come back and hit us with this in 2026. And it's like, okay, you want us to be invested in this like now? No, the two storylines don't even connect.
There was just too many rewrites. And we understand, like, there's a plot point just to put Tessa and Daniel together. We know that. But a lot of what happened with Mariah and Tessa, for the most part, was off screen, and then we saw Mariah in doses, and every time we saw her, they kept rewriting what was going on with her. First, she unalived somebody, then she attempted to unalive somebody. Then the man was able to walk out of the situation and just go about his merry way. The people in the front desk knew what's going on, but nothing was ever reported. And then she checked herself into the facility, and then she checked herself out. I'm like, okay. I mean, granted, we seen Mariah more last year than we ever did Zende, but
Right.
even still, it just didn't make any sense. And I'm not sure if there was like stuff going on with the actress. We know she just recently got married. Doesn't she have a baby?
Yeah, she had a baby early last year or late in 24. One of the two.
Okay.
But then she got married afterward.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the actress want to take some time, and this is the way they wrote her to do that. I'm taking that to consideration. But now, with the writing direction, I'm like, kind of it's like a dead end for me,
Mm-hmm.
because we know where she's going, and then what's going to happen after that?
Yeah.
Is she going to break out of the psych ward or what?
And you know what? I think that this whole corporate takeover, at least for me, really took hold because it's been nothing but gloom and doom for the past 3.5 years. I mean, we went
Right.
from one gloomy story with the alcoholism with Ashley and her split personalities, with Sharon and her situation with Heather. And it was just one doom and gloom after the other. So then when it switched to the whole plot line of AI, you bringing it into modern times, and we brought this, we were hoping for a great Kane Ashby character. Um, that part is up in the air, but just the storyline to take us down that road, it gave us something else outside of doom and gloom, because we still got next week in the spoilers with when it comes to Nicholas and the pills. So we're going to get another one. We got Mariah. We had Noah in a coma because he's messing with somebody's wife. Sharon can't catch a break because it was either Faith herself, Noah, Mariah. Now here come Nick. I mean, Nick technically isn't her husband or boyfriend, but it's definitely going to affect her because he's the father of two of her kids. So Sharon can't catch a break.
Mm-mm. And I'm trying to see who said it in the chat. There was someone who said there's too many kidnappings on this.
Yeah, that was Jenna.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Jenna. It's hitting a little too close to home with what's going on in her life. But just, if it's not the same people, the same families arguing and bickering back and forth, trying to take over companies and do that, then it's always something where someone's being taken away and need to fight for their life. And I understand it's a soap, but I feel like it's usually involving the same people.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like a long run-on sentence.
Right.
From year to year. I mean, Sharon has gone through the worst.
Oh, yeah, she had that thing with Martin Laurent and all that, too.
Oh, no. Even before that, the stuff with Cameron Kirsten, and then trying to get over that, and then Ian Ward, and what's the lady's name?
Which one?
Claire's auntie.
Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Where they were lacing her medications, and then the stuff that happened with Heather, and then getting trapped with Phyllis because of Mark Laurent, and then the stuff with Matt Clark, who's also coming back, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then the stuff with Noah, and the stuff with Mariah. And I'm like, good grief.
Yeah, you go even further back, right before all of that, she lost Ray. She had breast cancer.
Yeah.
It's just one thing
Oh,
after the other with that particular character, and I understand that it's drama, but it's like, can we shift it a little bit? So I mean,
shifted with other characters.
exactly, exactly. Which, I think that whole other side of this kind of gave us just a little bit of a lift when it came to the AI program, which brings us to that part. Because, I mean, unless Keish, do you have anything on the whole Mariah thing, or are you pretty much like, eh?
I agree with what Bree said, or was I think you said it.
Mm
With how when Harrison was kidnapped, there was like we knew what the purpose was behind it with
hmm. Mm
Jordan.
hmm. Mm hmm.
We don't we still don't understand why Mariah decided to kidnap Don. Like how did you just wake up one day and all of a sudden you wanted to be with Don when you have your own child at home? Not saying that she should have just kidnapped her own child, but I feel like it just came out of nowhere, and
Mm
we don't
hmm.
know the reason behind it other than because she carried him for 9 months.
Especially Keish after she had already supposedly resolved that issue a couple years back, which is
Right.
why her and Tessa proceeded to leave the Dom situation alone, detach, and go and adopt a child together.
Yep. And I mean, it's been a couple of years, but I don't remember Mariah since all of that drama had passed. I don't remember her talking about spending time with Dom
Mm
often or
mm.
like missing being around him or so I don't know, just weird. And like Brie was saying, it's like they just keep switching out what they're doing with her. They keep changing the storyline around with her, just doing random things. It's like they start with one thing and then it's almost as if they hit a wall or they're not sure where to go or maybe they feel like they made a mistake and then she's got another route to a totally different thing and it's like what's going on here.
Right, right. Yes, Gail, she is correct. I do want to mention that. I was gonna mention it toward the end of when we finished YNR, but I'll bring it up anyway. Yeah, so there was a bunch of birthdays this week. So Josh Morrow had a birthday. The next day, I think Sharon Case had a birthday. Mark Grossman's birthday was last week. So yeah, it was quite a bit of birthdays this
In the
this
month
week.
of February. Wow.
Yeah, all the Aquarius folks um that had a birthday. I mean, there's a ton of them. I think the next cluster of birthdays is in April because you got like Melissa Ordway, you got Jacqueline McInnes Woods, you got Eric Braden and Melody all in the beginning of April. So April is the next cluster of birthdays like that too.
And you too?
Yeah, well, I'm at the end of the month, so I think all of them are right together. I think Amelia's birthday is next month on the 17th. Her birthday is March 17th. So,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of birthdays around right after the new year when it comes to the YNR folks.
Oh, nice. Capricorns, Aquariuses, and Pisces.
And
Pisces like me.
Aries. It's a lot of Aries. That's that
I feel
Mm-hmm.
like
cluster.
I
Would you?
feel like bold is a lot of December and April birthdays.
That is
Yep.
correct. Because
I think
Annika
yeah.
and what's his name? Lord, how can I forget that boy name? Thomas, Matt Atkinson.
Oh,
Oh, see
Maggots.
December.
Yes,
I
his
thought he
birth.
was April too.
No, he's in
There's
December.
somebody else that's April.
His birthday and Annika birthday is not that far apart. And then down
Oh, you know what?
Diamonds,
You're right.
Dun
Yeah.
Diamonds is on New Year's Eve, and yeah, that
I
is so
think
it's
it's Krista. I think Krista and Tanner are also April birthdays.
yes they
And
are.
that's what
That is correct. Both of them are the same sign. They both Aries. Krista and did you say Krista?
Krista Allen was who I was thinking of,
Well,
one of the ones I was thinking of.
Jacqueline and also Tanner is also in April too.
Yeah, I remember Jackie's birthday being in April, but I knew she had like 2 or 3 other castmates too, and I just looked it up because I couldn't remember who else it was. Which, I mean, I know Chris is not her castmate anymore, but
Yeah, I think the only one in the summer is KKL. Her birthday is like July or August.
Yeah, she's a July baby.
Yeah, she's a July Leo. All right, back to what we were talking about because we got to get back into this. We had a lot of moving parts this week with the AI situation because Victor had officially lost everything. And then he had the bright idea last week to create this whole Lily abduction situation with her and the kids to emotionally manipulate Kane into giving his company back. And it worked hook, line, and sinker. Even though Phyllis was telling him, do you actually think that man gonna do anything to them folks? Those are Neil Winter's kids and grandkids. Do you actually think he's gonna do something to them? And he didn't want to take that chance, so he as Phyllis said last Monday, he's folding like a folding chair.
Yeah, it was so disappointing to see. I'm like, we were riding with him for a good 2 weeks when we found out he had the button and what he was going to do to decimate Newman Enterprises from the inside out, and he succeeded. They took over together for a matter of 3 days, and he folded like some lawn chairs. And I think, Jenna, you said this whole AI storyline was a bust. It was a bust back in September.
Yeah, I thought they was trying to make a rebound by him pulling that switch because to me that was a rewrite, Bree. Do you all agree with that? Because
yes,
you sat on that all that time. You could have flipped that switch 6 months ago.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But he was so happy. He was okay with his company going away and him chasing after Lily and trying to get some sort of sympathy for losing his company and trying to showcase that he can be the man that Lily can love and Lily this and Lily that. The audience who watched it looked at this man and say, where's your cojones? Where is your manhood? And then fast forward, he is the weakest link still. Nothing has changed in my opinion.
And not only did he get bamboozled by Victor, he turned around and in less than a half an hour gets bamboozled by Phyllis.
Twice. She took your software and played you and gave you some chloroform. Where are they getting their supplies from?
Now, where did she get chloroform
from? Sheila, Sharon, like Mariah when she chloroformed their baby. Like, who is her supplier? But she played you twice. And came out on top. I gotta say, I'm happy for Phyllis. Yay.
Girl, I was on pins and needles because I'm thinking to myself, they sitting up there going back and forth for a minute, her and Billy, about what the plan is and who gets what. I'm like, listen, you ain't got time for this. If you gonna switch all of the documents and the deeds and all that stuff, y'all need to get this done. Now, here's where I got a problem at. You could have picked any place other than Newman Tower in the CEO office to do that.
Right. Why not your hotel room?
Or go back to Billy's house. Sally was pissed at him. We'll talk about that today because but he wouldn't have had no problem having go back to his house, go back to the hotel, and we can pull this off. Because Victoria, we've been waiting on that spoiler all week, wondering how she was going to run into them. Yeah, well, they made it easy because she walked right into that office.
Yeah, but I will say, I'm so happy that she succeeded. And the way that Victoria tried to gaslight Billy and then threatened to take his kids away was just insane. And just the fact that she tries to blame Billy, because the person who was on that the keyboard making everything shake was Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
He asked, for what he wanted, and he got it. It was just business moves. If this was Victor, Victoria would have took it as a win. Her daddy, for whatever reason, could do no wrong in her eyes. For her to say, like, what you're doing is criminal activity, and our kids should know about what. So you want to turn his kids against him for the stuff that's going on with the AI software. Meanwhile, your daddy, use the AI software and also try to threaten your kid's legacy. They're Abbotts. Their last name is Abbott. So it's okay for Billy's side of the family to get attacked. But when someone actually succeeds in doing that, your butt hurt. Yeah. And you want to take his kids away.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. And this is why they don't. One thing about the Newmans, they go for the jugular. They don't care who you are. And see, on the flip side of that, Billy could have did the same thing and said, you know what, I'm going to tell our children what your father, their grandfather, is doing to our side of the family. But they don't do that. They want to play nice. Whereas Victor and the rest of the Newmans, they play dirty.
Yep.
And that's what gets them all the time, because Jack, Billy, all of them, even Kane. The only reason that this works is because they know how to manipulate emotion. And what do? They go for the thing that will be the weakest thing to break you, which is normally people that you love. Your family, kids, other family members, whatever. You know what I mean? And Billy got this done by Victoria, and Victor played the same moves to Kane.
Yep. But now the tables have turned, and now Phyllis is now the probably the better person to go up against the Newmans, because you can't threaten her with anything. She don't care if she loses her kids or not, because her kid, if she even said it herself, like, they'll forgive me or they won't forgive me, it don't even matter. And the thing is, her kids are grown, so if they choose to have her in her life, that's really their decision. But she is laser focused, so you can't emotionally manipulate her. You can't bargain anything with her, because she has nothing to lose and everything in the game. And she was the better person out of all of this, because even talking to Kane or even talking to Billy, these men are being very emotional. Like, well, what if she really goes about this and takes my kids away? Or what if Lily really needs the help and I need to protect my kids? She has been the only person who has thought clearly throughout this whole process. She has been laser focused on the goal. That's why I'm actually the most happy that she succeeded and knocked the Newmans down to the ground. And they had to start off at square one, because what can you threaten Phyllis with? She can prove that Victor used the software and decimated 2 companies. She can also prove that they were also trying to threaten the Abbotts, and I'm pretty sure Diane or whoever the other Abbotts are would comply with trying to knock Victor down in the process too, with proof. So she got a lot of cards that's in her hand right now.
I gotta pin that comment. Cece said, I hope Phyllis never give up that company. She said, let the Newmans suck it for a while.
Yes. That is my dream for at least a year. Because after the stuff with Kane this week, I'm like, oh my gosh, that gave my whole hopes up. Boy, he was every kind of simp and wimp. I don't know what all we said in the group chat, but we were done. Same way Victor and Adam left him on the bed, just passed out. We were done with Kane too.
Yeah.
like,
He
like
looks
he was
pathetic.
useless.
And I think I might have said this. I might have been in a group chat or whatever, but no shade to Billy Flynn. Obviously, this is what he's been given to act, but they did a disservice to this character. I mean,
Yeah,
oh my God. I mean, people have been calling this man a wimp, a wuss, weak, lame for the past 6 months on Soap social media. I even dropped a post about that a couple months back about how people see this man move. This dude threw away his entire empire for a woman that could barely give him breadcrumbs. And then at the 11th hour, when she decided, well, maybe I'll give this a chance, and she happened to see this thing with Phyllis, now you don't want to have anything to do with him. You played games in his face, and this man was just here for it. Damien was here for it. He was here for it. He sat on that whole kill switch since the fall, only now to turn it on, get the company, and in less than 2, 3 days, give it back.
and just soft like cotton. I mean, he couldn't use his business sense at all. How did you become a billionaire?
Amanda,
Girl, yeah, he has no business sense.
I could
Absolutely
imagine.
no
Could you
business
imagine
sense.
Amanda on that phone when he called Amanda and said, "Draw up the contracts to get a company"? She's like, "Wait, what?"
Look, I wouldn't be mad if Amanda comes back and starts working with just Phyllis and just leave Kane by himself and just have Arabesque to himself to deal with, because there's just no way that he lacked any common sense and business sense with what Victor was trying to do. You could have contacted her brother. We see in dialogue, especially after Friday's episode and Monday's episode, that Devon and Nate haven't been able to get a hold of Lily. Why don't you put two and two together? Call her brother or call Nate.
Mm-hmm.
They are within your vicinity, but instead you get Holden to go to LA and say like, oh yeah, Lily and the kids they got into a car. Well, follow the car, do something. Actually, make the salary that you're being paid, Holden. Like, why didn't he have like people follow the Newmans so he can get the intel? Like, there's
But
different things I was hoping for with Kane.
That's the thing, Bree, is that, and that's how scams work. They give you such an urgency so you will react before you think. They tap
Yeah,
into you. And think about it. Even some of the scams online that they try to throw out there, if you don't answer this phone call, we're going to send the police or the attorneys to your house or something, and people, if you don't think, that could scare somebody.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
that's that type of manipulation always come with, let me tap your emotions first, and you need to make a decision now because I don't want you to think.
with all the stuff that we have seen on soaps, remember how and this is probably years back, like on Bold, how Liam had like a little app or something where he was able to track Hope down wherever she was at. So you
Mm-hmm.
mean to tell me Kane was able to come up with a software as intricate as it is,
Mm-hmm.
but you have no way of tracking down your ex-wife and the kids anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people can track pretty much everything. If she had her cell phone with her, you mean you tell me your IT people couldn't track her? Like, use your business sense before you just fold and just give the company away and say like, "Oh, Victor, you win." Like, what a wimp!
Yeah. I mean, and then we were talking about Billy because then Victoria used and tapped into his emotions. I'm gonna tell these kids what you doing. Instead of him he obviously feared what she's going to do, because he said, did you see the look in her face? This is different this time. I'm like, dude, you do realize that you got a little bit of power on your side, because if she's going to tell them kids about
Mm-hmm.
what you did, you also can say, well, and I hate to put this tit and tat between parents and the children in the middle, but just for the sake of soap opera drama, right? He could have
Right.
easily said, okay, so if you're going to do that, let's just tell them what their grandfather tried to do to Uncle Jack and the rest of us on this side, because he had it
Exactly.
first. That's why you
Yeah.
have to think first and then make a decision instead of react on emotion. And he didn't do that. And Phyllis tried to do the same thing with Billy. Dude, calm down. But you don't know what this can mean. I could lose my kids. And she looking like, are you need to calm down. He got enough
Yep.
ammunition with what the Newmans tried to do to the Abbotts, that he could say, okay, yeah, let's sit down and have that conversation with them. Because just like you got a side of story to tell, so do I.
Right. Exactly. And these kids are big enough and they can decide whether or not they want to spend time with their dad. So you're going to do what pretty much Lily said that she was going to do with the kids. And they succeeded, and they didn't want any relationship with Kane at all.
Mm-hmm.
But your father had that software. You knew he decimated Arabesque. He decimated Matt Clark's company, and he was threatening the Abbotts for a few months, talking about imploding their company, which you just allowed your father to just do. The Abbotts came to you, your whole family. Jack still thinks Nikki's going to be able to save him for whatever reason. But you knew what your father was capable of doing and actually succeeded in doing. But you're mad at Billy for just being a participant, because the person who actually took your company away was Phyllis.
Correct.
Which she kept saying, it was me. Mm-hmm. She wants the smoke to come her way. All Billy did was reap the benefits. Yep. But you want to take his kids away. Okay. But your father can do no wrong. The same people who enable all of Victor's behaviors is just as guilty and just as wrong as Victor, in my opinion. And this is why I'm so happy and elated they fell to the ground, courtesy of Phyllis, of all people.
Now, let me address, before I even do that, Keish, did you have something on this whole thing with Kane, Billy, Victoria, and Phyllis?
No, not really.
Y'all said it all.
I think you guys pretty much covered it. I think the one thing with Phyllis, and trust me, I don't care one way or the other that she is punishing the Newmans right now, because they have definitely earned it. Victor in particular. The one thing I didn't like that she said was, she specifically said, my kids might be mad, but they'll forgive me. They forgave me for faking my death. Anything I do other than this is basically nothing, is pretty much what she said. And I didn't like that, because I feel like that's very manipulative, because she's pretty much saying she can do whatever she wants now because they've forgiven me for the worst thing that I've done. So anything other than this, if they don't forgive me for, or they have to forgive me for it because you forgave me for that. So I didn't like that she was very dismissive of whether or not her kids will be okay with what she's doing. Because later on, when they're not, or if they're not, she's going to whine about it. So it's like, if you feel that way, fine. But if they don't forgive you, then I don't want 3 months of Phyllis whining and complaining about how her kids don't support her and they're not there for her, like she was doing last time before they finally forgave her for faking her death.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and I agree with you on that, Keish. However, Daniel and Summer can miss me with the selective outrage.
Right. Especially Summer,
because on the flip side of Phyllis being her mother, the Newmans are also her family as well, and she had no smoke for what they're doing. The Harrison's family.
Right.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
You know what I mean? So she can miss me with that. You have no problem when Victor and your rest of your family are doing anything to the Abbotts or anybody else. But then when your mother decides that she's like, I'm going to do something different, then you want to hold her to the highest level of judgment. Same thing with Daniel. The reason Daniel even lost his freaking job in the first place is because of how Phyllis and him got kicked out, but eventually ended up under the Newman umbrella. So, I mean, and then he wanted that whole Omegasphere thing was taken over by the Winters, but then again, Chancellor, well, they brought it out. But the thing is, Daniel has no problem with what happened to his mother when, if we want to take it there, are you not mad at Victor for putting a for putting a non-consensual man in her bed?
Right.
That happened to your mother on Victor's behest.
And that's the part that gets me about the people in Genoa City. They are quick to throw all the stuff that Phyllis has done in her face. Meanwhile, they act as if Phyllis doesn't have a reason to be angry with the Newmans and want to get one up on them. And they act as if, and I'm like, everyone in town pretty much has been burned by the Newmans, but particularly Victor. He's been ruthless. So her feelings to knock him down are valid. Same way he has built up a list of enemies. It could have been anyone. So it's hard to feel bad for the Newmans.
I don't feel bad for them at all, but I also don't feel bad for Phyllis. Now, that what Victor did to her was 1,000% disgusting. And in my opinion, Phyllis should always, always, always have smoke for him for that. But she doesn't. And that's the thing. Because she has gone through, there's been years where Phyllis has been fine with Victor after that happened. But then when she wants to, she picks and chooses when she's mad at Victor. And that's what my problem is. If they had kept Phyllis, if they had kept Phyllis in a state of, I hate Victor's guts for the rest of my life, kind of like the way they do Steffi on Bold and Beautiful when it comes to Sheila, then it would be a different story. I would 1,000% agree. But they don't do that with her. She will have her, when she's good with the Newmans, she's good with the Newmans. She's all, buddy with them. She'll go to the family events or, whatever. But when she decides that it's time to get revenge on them for something currently that they've done, then she reverts back to everything that Victor did to me. I need her to keep that same energy all the time and stop picking and choosing when she wants to bring it up and when she wants to be mad about it.
But like Jenna said in the chat, she has always hated that man. I'm trying to remember. Really, when
there's been plenty of seasons of the show where Phyllis did not express hatred for Victor, and not only that, they were on good terms.
When?
So what
it's more, it's her not having smoke for Victor is more often and more common than her being mad about something that Victor or the Newmans have done. Because the last, I feel like 4 years or so have been up to the point where she faked her death was all targeted at Diane for the most part. And her and Victor, and I can't sit here and think of specific times, but Phyllis has been to family gatherings. There's been times where even Nikki has asked about Phyllis or was concerned about something that was going on with her. So that's what I mean. Like she is not always 100% hated Victor. It's hit or miss, or it's on and it's off when it suits her and when it doesn't suit her. I do wish that they would be more consistent with that with Phyllis, because that is definitely a reason to hate someone for the rest of your life.
I think for me, maybe she's more amicable, especially since her child is forever going to be attached to that family. So whether she was like with Nick, for example, she's going to be amicable. But I think that she's always hated Victor. Same thing with Billy and his relationship with Victoria. I feel there might be moments where he has to be amicable because his children is a part of that family. And if he's with Victoria, then he'll try to be amicable for just the sake of trying to keep peace, I guess. But Phyllis and like Billy, they'll never forget the lengths that Victor has done to try to torment them or try to make their lives crappy. So I feel like that's always going to be underlining with them. And also, like, for example, like take Jack and Diane. And when they went to Nikki's birthday, there's a long history with Nikki and Diane and Diane and Victor, but they still were able to be amicable to even go to an event. So I think it's just depends on the situation. But I feel like Phyllis's hate has always just been there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I feel like Billy. I was gonna say I feel like Billy's hatred for Victor is more constant and present than Phyllis's has been.
I agree with that
because it's not like there it hasn't just been I'm just going to do this because this is my grandfather, my daughter's grandfather, or I'm just going to be this is just going to be amicable. There's been times where she's been buddy with Victor because I can't remember the specifics.
Yeah, that's why
I can't remember the specifics. I'm not saying best friends or anything like that, but there's been plenty of times where she has had conversations with him or just been in a room like, oh, hey, Vic, like, you know what I mean? And that has, to me, that has always been odd because of what he did to her. And it's always just been something in the back of my mind, like, why did they allow Billy to constantly keep that hatred for Victor up? But it's not like that with Phyllis. Where, in my opinion, what happened to Phyllis is worse than I can't remember some of the specific things that Victor had done to Billy, but I mean, the personal, like, intrusion of her body with that doppelganger that he did was an awful thing. And it just, to me, it just never made sense that she is not, like, always on 10 when it comes to him. Because if I hate somebody that much, I'm never going to want to do business deals and work with them on anything. I don't care how bad I want something. And there's been times where she was willing or thought that she was going to do some type of deal with Victor. Like, that kind of stuff I don't get with her.
I can see your point with that, Keish. I feel like it also just depends on what they will do with the Phyllis character storyline wise. It's just they finally just wrote her to loop her in with the Newmans. I think for years consistently, Victor has always just gone after Billy. I don't think he's ever had a reason, I guess, recently to keep going after Phyllis. But I still think like the hatred's there. It's just maybe the storyline wise, unless she's with Nick, for example, there was no reason to have her go on and on about Victor or kind of pivot her that direction, I guess.
Okay, so
So
it says Phyllis Summers and Victor Newman has rarely been friends in the traditional sense. Their relationship is generally defined by intense, long-standing animosity dynamic, often described as oil and water. They have a mutual respect to create chaos, but ultimately they are adversaries who always scheme against each other.
And she would be the best chess player to go against Victor. We were hoping it would be Kane, but here's someone who has absolutely nothing to lose. They keep saying this about Kane. No, it's really Phyllis. If they write her the right way, she could probably be the only one to really go up against the Newmans, and then shift that back and forth. So it's not Victor against Jack. Let it be Victor against Phyllis for a while. Like, I would actually be here for it because she's no stranger to be knocked down. But the way that she tries to claw her way, the way she tries to scheme is really no different from Victor. So I would be here for it. Or if they want to do like the next generation, if Victoria's supposed to, she keeps calling herself the other Victor Newman, even though it's really Adam. Have Victoria and Phyllis be the ones to kind of go back and forth. They just need to shift and pivot from Victor and Jack going after each other. I would love for them to just focus with Phyllis and make her be like the ultimate adversary for Victor, because she's not going to care what he throws at her. She's going to forever be focused on her target, unlike Billy, unlike Kane, and even Jack, for that matter. So I'm here with that. If they just need to keep the storyline going with her, okay. I will fully support it.
Okay, so I want to circle back to that question that I had, which was the situation with Lily. Do you all think that Victor is telling the truth? That Lily is a part of this? Or do you think he's lying to everybody?
I feel like this is like, I feel like they don't know. I feel like the writers don't know, because I feel like there's been two different stories that they were telling. And on Thursday's episode, they were telling a different story when Victoria was talking to Nate. Because it was like 1 minute she's going along with this so she can gain something from this. And even with the timing of everything, because prior to her faking her kidnapping, the stuff with Dominic happened, and Nate was already over at Devon's house. So there's no way that Lily didn't know what was going on. Now, flash forward to Thursday, Nate can't get a hold of her. Then you got Monday's episode, Devon can't get a hold of her. So there's really no reason for her to be in hiding unless Victor is just keeping her, kind of just keeping her there until he figures out another way to try to get the company out of Phyllis's hands now.
But see, that's the thing right there, Bree, is that the only reason that they use Lily and the kids for leverage is to get at Kane to give up the company. Kane no longer owns it. So at this point, why do you need to keep Lily and the kids in hiding? Like Phyllis said, you can't do nothing with me. Them ain't my kids. So, I mean, at this point, it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with them? I mean, he doesn't own the company anymore. It's in their name now. So there's no leverage there with Holden, Lily, and those kids. At this point, Victor should be like, okay, you know what? We got to let them cut them loose, which allows Lily and the kids to actually get in touch with her brother and her cousin.
I have a feeling whatever is going on, Lily, he hasn't told the full story to Lily. Like, I feel like he's saying something different to her to be able to enact whatever this plan is that he has. And she doesn't, I have a feeling she doesn't know that the Newmans or that, what's his name? That Kane think that she's kidnapped her and her kids. I think that there's something else going on there that we just don't know yet.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, because it's like, it makes no sense. I'm hoping that she would have enough common sense not to go along with this, especially after what happened with her nephew. But something also tells me that this is the pettiness that she would do just to get Chancellor, because she don't want to work for her brother in the first place. She just happens to be over there, and she wants to try to stick it to Kane. So maybe this might actually get her to come out of hiding, because she's going to be so angry and upset with Phyllis for basically taking that opportunity for have Chancellor in her hands again.
Okay.
Well, I also think that I don't think that she would have agreed to do it without letting Devon know what was going on, at the very least. So that's why I think that that maybe she thinks that they're doing something other than what Victor is telling everybody else. I don't think she knows the full truth.
Gotcha.
They might be just writing in the process.
I'm looking at these spoilers for next week, and Lord,
Is it worth it?
Well, the thing is, they're about to come at Billy from all angles. Jack, Victoria, I mean, Sally. And then I did see somebody say it in the comments section, but look like Kane is going to team up with Daniel to go up against Phyllis. I'm like, what?
How is that going to work?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, on Thursday, February 19th, Kane schemes to form an alliance with Daniel.
Oh my God. The same Daniel who managed to get a girlfriend but not a job. Okay.
I don't know, girl.
Team up with Dan. What, to try to pull at her heartstrings and say, like, you're not going to have a relationship with me and Lucy? She don't care about them kids.
Yeah. And then
she
when
would
you
wear a
was
t-shirt saying that.
You were talking about Devon and Nate. Look like by next Friday, Devon and Nate is going to raise suspicions about Lily's disappearance. So they're going to begin asking questions.
Go straight to Victor. And then, yeah, and it better be known, Mr. Newman. Also, Nate needs to question Victoria because she was well aware of what's going on. She could have informed her friend. Remember, they love being friends with the Newmans. And then want to hold everyone to the highest standard and their integrity. And here's the hypocrisy. So you want to just keep everything a secret because you want to protect Victor. So they either need to be asking questions as to where Lily's whereabouts are, and they need to light Victor up for even going along with this after everything has happened with his grandson. And if they just let Victor have a pass and let Victoria have a pass, they are just as soft as cotton as cane.
Well, we know that Devon does not hold grudges with the Newmans.
Right.
So I don't expect him to. I expect him to be pissed off in the moment.
But he'll get over it, huh?
Be Mr.
And then the next week or two, he'll be back to being Mr. Newman.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there was a reason behind it. I'm not mad at you anymore. Just like what's her name? What's his sister's name? Just like Lily was after they took Chancellor from her. I think she was mad for maybe a month, and then everything was all good.
Mm-hmm.
Gail Lewis, that's my thoughts too. She said, you call it February sweeps. I'm very disappointed. We are too.
Yep. All right, we got to keep it moving because we got to talk about Jack, Diane, and Nikki, and then the breakup, a so-called breakup of Billy and Sally.
Yay!
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, and you brought this up, which is very key, Bree, the other day about Valentine's Day. Because Nikki runs her butt over there to cry in Jack's arms, and Jack goes on a whole rant about her husband and how horrible he is, and this is what he gets, but I don't want this to happen to poor little old you. And they hug and all this, and Diane came out just like that picture on that screen, and she was hotter than fish grease, and I don't blame her.
Me either. This all took place on Valentine's Day. You're going to let this woman come into your house, talk about, oh, poor us. We lost our empire. I really don't want to lose Chancellor. Does Billy have Chancellor? And he's saying, I would rather Chancellor be in your hands. Victor should get his, but you shouldn't have to suffer at all. What? She's the main enabler out of everyone. And he's telling her, Victor will listen to you over anybody else. When?
Never.
When?
Yeah, I don't know why he keep thinking that. He keeps saying, you're the only one that could really stop this. And I'm like, dude, has she done it so far? No.
How about he's still holding out hope she's going to get the AI software from last year? He is, oh my goodness, this is the biggest dummy. Where is his clown suit at? He got all of this hope and faith in Nikki, and then Diane walks in with Nikki in this man's arms, and he caressing her cheek. I'm like, just the disrespect. And then he's still trying to defend Nikki to his wife. His wife was checkmating, saying, look, the source of all of our issues, why we have to constantly be on guard and try to protect our company and everything that goes on with an attack within our family is because of your friendship with Nikki. Yes.
Yeah.
He would solve a lot.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, he could solve a lot of his issues if he cut that relationship off.
Yeah, I mean, it's been turbulent since that whole pill popping situation in the hotel where he almost unalived himself. And then she put that question out to Jack saying, just say you got the AI program and got a hold to the same thing that what Kane had did. Would you would have gave that chance? Would you would have give Chancellor back to Nikki? That man got so defensive, and she was like, "Okay, I got my answer." Because he could have easily just said, of course not. We would have kept that in the Jabot fold. He went on a whole defensive rant. And usually, when you ask somebody, especially about another man or woman, and they don't answer the question directly and they get defensive, yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, they're slowly putting these two together. I can see it now. And he's going to put an even bigger target on his back because Victor's really going to come for him. He might be underneath the Abbott house by the end of it.
Well, it gets worse, Bree, because they, when we talk about the Valentine's Day episode, they go out, have a good time. She's still pissed. And then he going to tell her it's Valentine's Day. Let's just put this in, let's not do this right now. Why you didn't tell Nikki it's Valentine's Day? How about we not have this conversation right now? And the only reason that she came over there in the first place was to find out what Billy was doing.
Right.
That's it.
Self-serving.
Yep.
At all times. And he doesn't see that. Nope. And Diane keeps calling that out. And he wants to tell her, oh, we need to talk about this. You can be angry at me first thing in the morning, but it's Valentine's Day. Okay. And your wife is saying, can I get some support? Can I not feel like I'm always on guard because of your friendship with Nikki?
Can you believe Jenna in the chat? She says she's not a Diane fan, but she definitely enjoyed Diane sticking it to Jack in that conversation.
What?
Yes, Jenna.
Wait a minute. It's a Twilight Zone. Jenna, are you okay? Are you okay? Oh my goodness. See, we're on Diane's side. That's how bad it is. Mm-hmm. That's how dumb Jack is. And it's like we should create like a category specifically for the weak men of Y&R at this point. It's a lot of them. And I'm like, you cannot... Anyone can see, even Billy was able to see, like, hey, Nikki keeps enabling things. She's forever gonna take the Newman side. She's not gonna look out for us. Mm-hmm. But Jack feels that his friendship is just as important as Nikki and her marriage. She made it very clear. I'm not about to mess up my lifestyle. He given me everything, my family, but more importantly, the life that we live. AKA, I'm not giving up my lifestyle for our friendship.
Right. But he's willing to give his whole life away for that friendship. Girl, I don't blame Diane for being pissed about that, because how you go over there and almost risk your life for your ex? Really?
Right. Don't care about your wife. Don't care about your children. Don't care about your grandchildren. Nothing. You just... all for Nikki. And I'm glad that Diane pointed that out too. Like, she let him have it. I was very impressed with that. She needs to do it more often to get him in check. But I hate that she folded like some lawn chairs for the Valentine's Day episode. No. Because it's going to be the same situation the day after.
And TAGM6PP says Nikki stayed running in Jack's face to get information from him, and that's it. He's oblivious beyond irritating. So hard to watch. I mean, it is. Gail said Jack is wearing a dunce cap. I mean, sometimes you'd be like, what are you thinking?
Just a bunch of wimps. Just a bunch of weaklings.
But you know what? That goes to something else that I said earlier this week is, because we was talking legacy in the group chat.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't respect the Abbott legacy because of the fact of who's leading it.
Yep.
They respect it, even though the Newmans are dirty, they can go for the jugular. I mean, Victor is a textbook narcissist. The character, not Eric. The character.
Yeah.
However, the way that Jack moves and his decision making on certain situations, this whole thing with Nikki, nobody respects that side because of who's in charge.
Yeah. And he left at one point, left running the company so he can focus on doing all the running around and being the car service, the food delivery service for Nikki, whatever she needed, so she can get back to her sobriety. Meanwhile, Diane and Kyle were going at each other's throats. Like, it's stuff like that. And then the stuff that would happen with his sister, like you mentioned earlier, with the DID storyline. Like, he has laser focused on somebody else's wife.
Girl, Nikki might as well be Jack's wife adjacent. Because, I mean, the way that he drops everything when he said anytime, any day or night, I wish you would get up at 2 a.m. to go deal with your ex. She got a man. She got a whole husband.
What would you say to Jack if you were married to Jack? If you were Diane and he's telling you all this, and you overhearing that he wanted to be there for another woman?
I can't. I'm about to put you out and take half.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. She didn't sign no prenup. He ensured that.
I mean, because it's ridiculous how you could keep letting this woman into the house, y'all hugged up in the house. You know I'm here. That's the thing. He knows that Diane is there, but because of and I think here's the problem. Diane has been letting it slide for too long, so he automatically assumed that Diane's going to be okay with this until she bottled it up and now decided that it exploded.
Right. Because that man has told her to her face he's not giving up his friendship with Nikki. I hate that she folded, what was it, about a few weeks ago when she said, well, I want Victor to get his, but I can understand why you don't want Nikki to be in the line of fire with this. He's like, that makes me so happy you feel that way.
He sure did.
I'm just like, go be with Nikki at this point. Josh Griffin wants to put these two together. It's been like a slow moving train. Go ahead and go ahead and stop the train. Go ahead and put them together. Let Diane be free, please. Same way I want Lauren to be free from Michael.
Exactly. Keish, do you have anything on this too with Jack Diane?
No, I agree with you guys with the way that Jack has basically been disrespecting Diane with how he carries on with his friendship with Nikki.
Do you think that there's some underlying attraction, or he missed the connection in that romantic manner, or is this just him trying to be an overcompensating friend?
I don't feel like they've written him to be for his so far. I don't feel like they're writing him to where he's still attracted to Nikki or is secretly in love with her or anything like that. I think he's just, for whatever reason, being overprotective of her, as if she isn't making the decision to be with the man that she's with.
Right. That's a good point.
So it just, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if this is clearly where this woman wants to be, you can't do anything to help her. In addition to, she and your wife hate each other. So I'm not understanding the difficulty here of letting that friendship go. At least to the point where you're not running to her rescue all the time.
Right.
It's just so sad to see Jack just fall and just, what is it with these Newman women that these men just act so stupid?
It's like the Logan women.
Pretty much.
Some type of kryptonite. They need to bottle it up and sell it or something.
Yeah. I need to pivot over to earlier this week before the whole meeting with Victor and Kane or whatever, when he told Holden crazy behind to go down to LA. Don't tell nobody, and I need you to figure out where my family is. He decided to get in touch with Claire, or they ran into each other, ask her to go to LA, and then spill all the tea.
Yeah, this is stupid, this dummy, and then get his feelings about, like, why are you still trying to look to see what's going on with me and Audra? I mean, are you going to still be here when I go and do my job? Are you sure? I'm like, oh my gosh. Just, she wasn't even supposed to be there, sir. Right. You have one job. You literally had one job. You've been paid to just sit and have Vespers for the most part. You actually now have a job to do, and you can't even do that properly.
Right.
Like, go out of your way to follow the car or something. Do something. He's like, he sent that picture. He went straight to Claire's like, hey, I'm free now. Let me take you to Disneyland. Let's go to the park, or let's go to some places we haven't been before. Meanwhile, she's building up all of this info that she can use probably at any point in time that could probably throw you in jail. Just an idiot. Mm-hmm. Like, the box is not that special.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's one thing to take her there and say, hey, I got work to do, but then you tell her everything. And then she's like, you don't think my father is involved? Well, obviously he didn't know, because Kane didn't disclose that part. But I don't understand why she goes right back, because once it's like she don't believe it. And then when her family tells her, oh yeah, by the way, that's what Kyle was saying. Remember the previous situation. Here we go again. What happens when you find out that your grandfather did, whether Lily knew about it or not, was the one who was, had them held? It's always like she tried to look for the good in this guy, and it's, I mean, it's her grandfather, I guess, but first of all, she shouldn't have been there, and then second, being that she is there, you wasn't supposed to tell her any of that.
Right. But I guess he got what, he got something out of it, because she spent Valentine's Day in LA with them.
Yeah, which brings us to Kyle and Audra.
They might as well just go ahead and just let them have like this hate, romance thing. Let them have like this passionate hookup hatred thing. Because they keep putting them in each other's orbit. They've been doing that for 2 years now. So either they have no idea what to do with either Kyle or Audra at this point, or they're eventually going to put these two together, and that's going to make Claire jealous and then want to get, be even more invested in what happened with Audra and Holden to try to run her out of town so she can have Kyle to herself. But I'm like, Claire's the look on his face. I'm like, I don't know why he's surprised.
Yeah, because
Yes,
I mean,
she.
yeah, like you said, she asked that man out to dinner, lunch, or whatever it was, and then when he finds out that this girl is down there on Valentine's Day, you brought that up yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, you brought
Yeah,
that up yesterday that on Valentine's Day she's down in L.A. with Holden, Polar Tick Tick.
I know. It's hard to feel bad for him because you were doing just fine, and she asked you on a date, and then guess where she's at? Guess where
Mm-hmm.
she's at? She's having vespers, getting ran through, playing in the streets back in LA for Valentine's Day. That's what she
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm like, just go ahead and just put these two together. And they've been hinting at this, even with Sally's dialogue. Like, why are you still invested, Audra? Why can't you leave him alone? I think you have an attraction to him. I think they have attraction to each other. And I think they're not put them in a relationship. I think there's going to have like some hot hookups. So I'm like, they might as well just go ahead and do it because there's no romance. No one's getting it on. There's I think someone had mentioned in the chat earlier, there's no super couples. There's nothing really going on. So just give us a little something. A little something.
Yeah, and by the way, there's someone in the chat by the name of Priscilla. She says, of course, she's sick of the whole show. In the past, I would stop watching for a bit, but these soaps help pass the time as she's fighting stage 4 cancer. The chemo and preventatives depress her terribly. Well, I'm glad you get a chance to spend some time here, get some enjoyment, watch the show, and of course, we're sending prayers and best wishes on your recovery and journey in this whole situation. So,
absolutely. It's hang tough. We're going to try to make you laugh. We're going to try to talk about all this foolishness. So thank you for tuning in.
yeah.
If it helps you.
Keish, did you have anything on Kyle and Audra? You like them possibly back together?
I am tired of them doing this back and forth with them. So if they're going to finally put them together, please let them do it and be done with it.
Yeah.
I for one don't see. I won't say that they don't have chemistry. It's just, to me, it's just blah. Like the first time around, I thought that I was starting to see it, and then it was just like maybe not. I don't know. It's just like they're there. I feel like her chemistry with Nate and her chemistry with Holden is much better than what they have with Kyle, what she's got with Kyle, in my opinion. But like Bree said, they've gone back and forth with them for 2 years now. It's like, just put them together and leave us alone about it. I'm tired of the two of them, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is a lot of, I don't know how I guess his family don't have a choice or say in any of this. But a lot of the other additional problems that happen in the Abbott family is due to them, the two of them, with Audra being in the mix. So I don't know if he want to go back down that rabbit hole. I think I said in my voice note, he may need to be by himself for a while.
He does. That's 1,000% what needs to happen with Kyle, because most of his story for the last couple of years have all been about his love life. I mean, there's been some business stuff in there too, but I feel like they need to make the business stuff his primary story and just let him be single for a minute.
Yeah, because he
he don't know what he wants.
Right. He keep bouncing from one relationship to the next to the next. I mean, we had the whole thing with the original Summer, and then what's the young lady name? Lola. And then Summer again, and they stayed married for a while, and then here come Claire, and there was some jealousy with that. Then he get with Audra first, and then with Claire, and then this cat and mouse with Audra. It's like, let this man just be by himself. focus and heal back with your family. I mean, it's a lot. Y'all got a whole company to get out of the ground because y'all put it underground because of Victor and it's struggling. You don't need to throw Audra back in the middle of this.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Audra. It would actually benefit her to try to align herself with Phyllis to some degree, because just like Phyllis, she doesn't care what anyone really thinks of her, except for Nate, I guess, and Amy. Mm-hmm. But she could be just as ruthless as they are. And Phyllis is going to eventually need a team. Mm-hmm. So have her align herself with Phyllis and just let these two women just be just business tycoons and just let them take over for a little minute. Like, have their little hookups here and there, that's fine. But like, we already did a relationship arc with Audra. Until things turn around to where they actually put her with Noah, just let her focus on the business tycoon stuff.
Yep, I agree. All right, then that takes us, last but not least, can y'all believe we actually spent an hour and a half on Young and the Restless? Wow.
No.
Yeah, I know, right? Is this whole thing with Billy and Sally. Now, I mean, in my opinion, I think Sally thought, and I always thought it was a control thing with her, that she wanted to, be in control of the situation when it came with Billy and him working at what is this? A Chancellor. Abbott Communications. With her and him working underneath her, getting the money, all that stuff from his mom. She wanted full and total autonomy with this. And even when they had that conversation a while back when he was like, if I get Chancellor, you can have Abbott Communications. And she agreed to that napkin contract. Okay. And I think the only reason I think she agreed to it because she thought there was a chance in Hades that that he would have ever got Chancellor. Now that he has it, she's pissed. And it was handed, he was like, hey, somebody say, hey, you want to work Chancellor? Come and take it. She's pissed. And she's more upset at them losing Chancellor versus, again, we was talking about what Victor did with, the people that we spoke of before. This is the same man that doxed you. This is the same man that tried to take your kid away from you. But yet you're rooting for that team. All I can say is she just got out of a relationship when that other Newman's son cheated on her with his ex. I mean,
yeah. Like, all I can say is Audra wished she had these problems. All Billy did was just merge his company with the other company he now owns. Mm-hmm. She doesn't need to be with the man who is, I guess, I'm not going to say business savvy because Billy's definitely not that. But this is like corporate takeover. She's been with men who have been part of corporate takeovers. Like, why was she ever with Adam? Like, if she has an issue with what Billy's doing, then she really didn't need to be with Adam at all. Because Adam's not going to care at all. She was with Nick, with the Spencer brothers. Like, and Billy made a very valid point. What is wrong with ambition? What is wrong with wanting more? What's wrong with trying to conquer things? Like, it's like, what are you mad at? And that's the question for the audience. Does anyone know why she's mad?
Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm done. I can't do this with you. I mean, and I don't blame him. It's like, at what point you gonna let this man do him? Do you want to direct every step of his? And they keep calling this mess an obsession. He didn't go after Chancellor. It was handed to him.
Yeah. Like, it's all Phyllis. And Phyllis is even vouching for this. I mean, so what is she about to do? Because he merged those companies. She said she don't want Newman Media merged with it. So, but it's his company, it's his name. He is Abbott, not her. So is she about to be out of a job like Audra is, or is she going to suck it up and just run the company? It's going to be even bigger. Like, Audra would not be questioning Billy. She would be cheerleading him on. She'd be taking him to the bedroom to give him a proper thank you. Like, I don't understand how Sally and Audra can be friends. Audra would be like, girl, if you don't take this opportunity, this man is giving you a gold mine for you to run while he runs Chancellor. Like, what is the issue with him running Chancellor?
I wonder if her concern is that she feels like because of them, doing what they did to Victor, that is going to get snatched away from her the minute Victor is able to get control of his company and whatever else back.
Well,
so maybe she feels like it's not solid. I don't know.
Well, that's why I was saying in the group chat that he needs to make sure that it's not a standalone entity. He needs to make sure that that company is strictly under Chancellor. So if he don't, right now, if it's a standalone, he could come after Sally with everything, and especially since Newman Media is a part of it. He needs to roll that company, the media companies, into Chancellor as the higher entity in order to kind of give it a shield per se. But yeah, but if they stay as a standalone, oh yeah, of course Victor's gonna come after her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, work with him, not against him. And she's acting like she doesn't know who Billy is. That this is who he is. You keep defending it, and she really thought that he was just going to follow her lead throughout this whole entire time. No, he wanted Chancellor. It was known. He didn't make that a secret.
Nope.
He said you some sweet nothings to try to keep you in your orbit because he wanted to be with you, and you still fell for it. That's your stupid behind. You quit your job in fashion to follow him. That's your stupid behind.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This relationship is a rebound anyway.
Yep.
Because both of them got cheated on by Chelsea and Adam, and then they just rebounded less than 5 seconds. And again, how you started as a crash course, you're going to end this one.
Yep. So I don't feel bad for Sally. She need to make up her mind. Like, once again, where's your business sense? Where's your common sense?
Yeah, so
like he you're neither an Abbott or a Newman. You are an employee. You would think you want to try to keep your job at the very least.
Yeah, and think about it. I mean, that's a lot for them to outsmart Victor Newman.
Yeah.
I mean, and Kane at the same time. Well, I don't know if that means anything, but
anyone can. A cat can outsmart Kane.
A cat? Did you say a cat?
A cat, a bird, a lizard, anything. A teddy bear can outsmart Kane at this point.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did y'all have anything else on Y&R?
No.
Keish, you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, I don't have anything else.
All right, we got to talk about Bold. The Bold and the Beautiful. So we had a wedding this week. We had a fallout of what happened the night that Electra was in San Francisco. And Miss Dillon was eating out the trash can and ended up with a job 2 seconds later and a place to stay. Again.
My girl, let's go home.
All right, let's get this wedding out the way. I'll say it like this. I'm glad that they finally put the Carter character with somebody. I don't know how long she's going to be here. I've seen y'all comments in the group chat that something might happen. I don't know.
That was me.
That was you. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy at least for this 10 seconds, if that's all it's going to be. He finally found somebody who's really into him, or he's not cheating with somebody or with the person that is a sibling of somebody else that was whatever. However, on the flip side of that, I think this wedding was a little fast. I Daphne or Muriel is a gorgeous lady, and out of all of the weddings that I've seen on this show, y'all could have gave that girl something snazzy. I'm sorry. I'm wondering if Hope for the Future made that dress. Um, and the
I'm
runway idea I was okay with, because I mean it's different than being up in Eric's GCAC, as you would call it, Bree.
mhm.
Because every wedding is at Eric's house, so it was. I thought that was a good idea to have the wedding and the right there. But I wasn't feeling it. The sex scene, I wasn't feeling it. I mean, I was like, okay, well, maybe I could put some edits together. Then I could spice it up, but I don't think I got enough to work with. And we've
Yeah,
seen
that's
Carter do some hot wall, and like Keisha always talk about my wall scenes. We could have
yeah,
got some spiciness, some walls, something. We get the spice off of BTG these days.
yeah. With like Nicole and Kyle, she gave you your wall scene a little bit.
Nicole done had a couple wall scenes. First with Carlton up a wall, and then with Kyle. We got a couple wall scenes over there. I'm like, this is what we doing?
I mean, and the sad, like long, like dry, music in the background. It's just very soft and it's a little different than we've seen Carter. I mean, Carter, the way he had Quinn a few
Mm-hmm.
years ago on the wall, on the
Mm-hmm.
couch, like everywhere. I mean, it's night and day with him and his wife. That's all I can say.
Jenna said that gown looked like it came off the rack at Learners. Now Learners have been out of business for 1,000 years.
So she dug it up from the garbage, I guess,
I don't.
and
They didn't do
I
her. They
mean,
didn't do Muriel justice. The girl could have been like sparkled out with something, a veil of some sort. I mean, y'all make the Logan's weddings look like. I mean, Hope just had a wedding, and she had her dress. And then I think who was that? Ridge was the one that designed it.
and he said he's at the top of his game. Where?
Where?
Now, my thing is, this goes to show who they'll invest in and who they won't.
Mm-hmm.
No family on either side. Their wedding consisted of 6 people.
Shoot, the bachelorette party or whatever was 4 people.
Yeah. I mean, people we've never really seen Daphne interact with, except for Steffi. Donna was just random. We know that there's a few interactions that Daphne's had with Taylor, but that's sporadic.
Mm-hmm.
But you give Carter a wife finally, and we couldn't even hear like in the script, like, oh, Marcus wish he could came to celebrate your wedding, but he's sick or something, or your parents couldn't come. They, for as long as Carter has been on the show, the fact that they did not have any family, so for me, I'm like, they're really not about to invest in him having a wife for too long. He's going to be a forever bachelor. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Daphne character. If they go as far as her getting pregnant, I don't really think that she's. I mean, if we compared it to like Maya Avant and how we got all her family, her sisters, that whole major storyline arc for that character. It's night and day to what they're doing for Daphne. You know, that's why it doesn't feel like she's going to stay on the show for too long or be his wife for too long either. And even in the storyline, it kind of placing these little Easter eggs like, I'm going to be your wife forever. There's never such thing as forever on soaps. And it's like, I finally met my person. It's going to be my happily ever after. I'm like, you should have never said that. So, I don't know.
Exactly, Brooklyn. Brooklyn said Donna's dress was gorgeous. And then I know, right? They pull out all stops when her and her honey bear got remarried, you know. Um and then of course Hope and Liam just had their wedding, you know.
But that makes sense though. Like all of Hope's family is there. Like they're keeping those two on for a long while. I don't think they're gonna keep Daphne on for that long.
Gotcha. What you think, Keish?
I'm just glad Carter was finally able to go through with an actual wedding.
Yeah.
I think this is his 6th or 7th proposal, almost marriage. Well, it actually happened this time. So, first successful wedding. I don't know. I'm not thinking too much about it because Carter has been on the show for over a decade and they didn't invest in family for him. So her not having family around doesn't really mean anything, in my opinion. I feel like if anything, she's just going to kind of fade to the background because we don't really get storylines for Carter. I think his one major storyline that he had in the last however many years was the takeover. And even after that was all done, it was like he's only going to appear on screen to be a talk to for somebody, mainly Ridge. And that's kind of what Daphne has turned into. They only bring her or Carter out now if somebody needs to have a conversation about something or if there's like something major that's happening with the two of them. So when him and Hope broke up, they had their little scenes of them talking about dating. And then they had their little scenes for a few days of him proposing to her. So they got engaged. And now they're married. So they had a couple of days of them talking about getting married, and then their little wedding yesterday or the day before yesterday, whatever that was.
So Keith,
I feel like they're going to tuck them back away. Huh?
You think it was rushed?
I definitely think them getting married was rushed.
Right. Okay.
But she's been on the show for what, a year now?
Yeah, because she came around during the coup. Yeah, she came around during the time of the coup.
And then they brought her back most recently.
Yeah. So, I mean, we saw they showed their interest back then, but of course he was with Hope, and that was who he chose. And then when him and Hope broke up, she said the whole thing about having to earn her, so she didn't immediately jump on it. So I guess in the soap world, they dated for several months, and then he proposed when she said that she was moving back. But then it was like the minute he proposed, everything was just, he proposed and they're married 2 weeks later. I feel like if anything, they may as well just have them. This felt like something they should have just flown to Vegas and done.
Right.
If they were going to rush it like this.
It's kind of like an elopement.
Yeah, that's because that's what it felt like. Like he had the ring, of course. He said he bought the ring whenever, but it was just like from the moment he proposed, then it was like, okay, we're married, and then we're talking about having kids. Which I guess they mentioned having kids before they
did
got married, but I don't know. It just felt like it would have been a fun little episode if they took Finn and Steffi and went and eloped somewhere and then came back and they told everybody about their little adventure or something like that. I do think the idea of them getting married at Forrester on the runway was at least they did that and they weren't in Eric's house like everybody else does. I didn't have a problem with her dress. I know it was plain, but I went back and looked at Steffi and Hope's dresses, and all of their dresses are terrible. The dress I hate the most, the dress I hated the most of Steffi's was when she got married to Finn. But I also hated that pantsuit with Liam. Was it the black one?
Yeah.
And Hope's dresses are just blah. So I feel like at least with her dress, even though it was plain, it had that nice little split, and it was just cute and simple. It wasn't, I don't know. Like, I feel like Hope's and Steffi's dresses have never been really flattering to them. But I don't know. It was just kind of, it was a moment I feel like should have been a little off-site episode where they got eloped or something like that. It could have been something cute and fun instead of what they gave us. But I do think she's going to fade into the background. Because for me, if this one doesn't stick for Carter, considering the amount of crap that they have put that character through for in the 11, 12 years he's been on the show, they need to allow this one to stick for a couple of years before they put him through any other kind of drama. Because if they're not going to, then I need them to stop writing storylines for Carter of him getting into relationships with people. Because at this point, it just feels like they want to torture Carter.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure about a couple of years. I feel like maybe a couple of months. I don't see her be on the show that long. I feel there's a reason they rushed it, and I don't know. It's just something about the dialogue. It just doesn't seem like she's going to be around for too long. But we'll see. Anything could happen. They film a few weeks in advance, so I'm just. It's hard to get invested with characters, especially when they're only there to be like supporting like some of the other major characters. Like with BTG, and we'll keep saying this, it's like even the supporting characters, there's, more oomph. There's more like there's like a huge like storyline arc with some of these characters. And then with Bold, it's like they focus just on the few, and they'll do it for a good few weeks, and then they'll revisit other minor storylines, like they're about to do with this Katie storyline. Because for the past few weeks, it's been all about Will, Elektra, Dylan, and I guess RJ's in the mix of that too, for the past couple of weeks. And then they're about to revisit the stuff with Katie. They have a habit of starting off with something and then putting it on the shelf and expecting the audience to kind of pick up where they left off and be fully invested in them. And it's just, I don't know. It's hard to do that with Bold sometimes.
I think because they added her to the opening credits, it kind of gives me a little hope that she is going to be around for longer than just a few months.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think that they would have added her to the credits if they were only planning on keeping her there for a handful of months longer.
Somebody in the chat was saying that they need to put Carter on Beyond the Gates.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out who would he be an attraction for. Would you put him with Danny or with Nicole?
He gonna be one of Nicole's side pieces.
And they could definitely introduce him through Bill, because they both are lawyers. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Like, that would be awesome, actually. Like, they could have crossed paths in some sort of way. Or they could put him with Naomi as well, since she's also a lawyer. He could have been like Tomas's, like one of Tomas's buddies. Like, there's ways they can utilize him, and be a love interest for somebody on the show. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if things don't work out with Daphne. I mean, go ahead and put them on Beyond the Gates. Do some crossovers. They made a big deal about the Y&R crossover. Nothing from Bold yet.
Well, no, we had that phone call crossover with her and Ridge.
That's about it.
That's about it. And then we had a little bit of what you would call a business crossover because we heard on Ion Fashion, which is a Spencer publication product.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess it's something. But
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved for, like, they actually could have had, like, that's a really good point. Ion Fashion, they could have had Liam, they could have had Bill do a crossover, had interactions with Danny. It would have been actually interesting to have him ask those like rude questions that man asked Danny earlier. I can see that coming from Bill too. But I don't know. Like that would actually be a really awesome crossover to have Carter over with Carla Mosley again in that capacity. That would have been pretty hot, actually.
Would you, and we'll get back to this Electra situation, would you have Liam crossover and just say he wasn't married to Hope and he connect with Ashley over there?
Liam and Ashley?
I don't care. I don't care for Liam, but even I don't want to do that to Liam.
That's funny. Well, maybe he can get a job and work as one of Vanessa's escorts for the ladies.
Oh, I mean, we saw what. I mean, Hope was fantasizing about a whole other dude with Leah. He don't have that touch anymore. Now, if it was Thomas, he would be multi-millionaire through that escort service. Vanessa would drop Joey like a bad habit if she got herself a hold of Thomas. And since Nicole is talking about an awakening, let's see how Thomas does for you.
I don't know. I don't know who I would put Liam with over there.
That's a great question. I don't even know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put him with Ashley because we seen what Ashley did to Derek, and I'll never forgive her for that.
Right.
So, like, even though Liam deserves all of the smoke in the world, I don't even want to do that to him.
Okay.
So,
well, what about
maybe Naomi?
What about Vanessa and Bill?
Spencer?
Yes.
Oh, she would love that. She would love that, but I actually wouldn't mind Bill and Nicole.
Bill, Spencer, and Nicole?
Yes, I think that would be an interesting dynamic. I can see that. Like, she, especially this new Nicole, I can see her with a Bill Spencer. I don't know, but Vanessa, she would give Katie a run for her money, Brooke a run for her money, for real. They might actually like have matching body counts at this point, but I don't know. They need to shake things up. I would be okay with putting Bill over there.
What about
Beyond the Gates?
What about Anita and Eric?
Absolutely not.
No. I don't want to
be not.
Like.
Okay, well, what about Vernon and Nikki?
Newman?
She doesn't deserve him.
No. No, she deserves the man that she got. She good.
Oh my gosh.
Vernon, I mean, who would we put Vernon with? I can't even say Lee. I can't say
Diane.
No. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe one of the couples should just be untouchable. We keep Vernon and Anita together.
We can put Vernon with Pammy.
Stephanie's
Pammy.
sister. Stephanie's sister.
That's the only Pammy we know, girl.
Oh. Uh, no. I would put him with a houseplant before I put him
Okay.
with any of these other women.
All right. What about Ivy and Derek?
To give her something to do, I can see that. And actually give them both something to do so they both can mind their business. There we go. We got one. I'm here for it.
Okay, so what about Will Spencer and Samantha?
Oh, I think that's too young.
He's too old for her.
Yeah.
She's still,
Oh, wait a
she's
minute.
still
I'm
16.
thinking of, that's right. She's still 16. Ain't nobody under 20 under that over on Bold, is it?
No.
Well, we can put her with Johnny then over in Y&R.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we can do that. But Will Spencer, he's in his early 20s.
I gotta remember that actress is playing a 16-year-old.
Yeah, she a whole millennial that she told on herself on IG. I'm not sure how I can put Will with over on Beyond the Gates because no one's really in their 20s unless they cast Deanna.
Oh no!
She
What about
technically would be in his age group.
Laura?
Who?
How old is Laura?
Laura, I think she would be in his age group.
Who was Laura? Oh, Nicole's assistant.
She said, "Who is Laura?"
I forgot all about poor Laura.
Yeah, yeah. So the writers.
Wait a minute. Brooklyn says Steffi and Nick Newman.
They
Josh Morrow been trying to get over there and get on Steffi for years.
No, I want Nick Newman and Danny. That I would be here
Nick
for
Newman
that.
And Danny?
Yeah, that would be a good matchup.
Yes.
I don't know about that one.
That would be fun. You don't know about that one?
I don't know about that one.
I can see it right now. She will wear Nick Newman out for sure, but I would be here for that. Get Mark Grossman over there on Beyond the Gates. Get Audra on Bold or Beyond the Gates, actually. Put Audra with Carter.
Put Audra
and Carter.
She'll run him like she ran Nate.
So you think she well, okay, all right. Mm-hmm. What about Audra and Bill Spencer then?
How about Audra and Joey?
Ew. No. She said ew.
That's too much of an age gap for me.
Give
Girl, listen, Beyond the Gates is full of age gaps.
Yeah, I was going to say
that one just don't match though.
But
like Victor I'm even a little uncomfortable with her and with him and Vanessa.
That they keep them two together. They belong together as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, Audra could get with Bill Spencer
or Bill Hamilton
or Andre. Haley would have been poisoned her.
Audra would have gave that girl a run for her money. We seen the way that girl slapped Claire. Oh, Claire for Derek. I forgot.
Yeah, Cynthia said Danny had a little spark with Devon. I would have loved to see that.
Yes. I'm here for that. And actually, Derek has some options. He would have had Abby. He would have had Claire, Summer even. So, there's potential for Derek, but he need to get his act together. But there's some crossover potentials. Even get Victor over there with Leslie. They both petty.
Hold on. Victor and Leslie?
They could be petty together. The petty duo.
Wow.
Look, who else does she need to be with?
Could you see Joey and Phyllis?
No.
Why not?
No.
I can see that.
I can see that.
What? need a different set of eyes. Then I can't see that at all.
What you don't think you think the lack of chemistry? They're both schemers. They would work together to run that casino.
No, I can't see that, y'all. I'm sorry.
Mm. Okay.
Oh, they want to put Tessa and Chelsea together? I can kind of see that.
Tessa and Chelsea.
Okay. They are putting their combinations together. I love this. Joey and Nikki Newman. That I see.
Yeah, because she liked that type of stuff. Somebody said in the chat, Leslie and Sheila.
Okay, is that J Money?
No, that's Electro Soul Girl.
Because J Money wants to put Sheila with Lee. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
But Cynthia said Joey and Phyllis. Okay, so she's on board with that. I can't see that with Phyllis. They would drive each other crazy. I don't know. I feel Phyllis and Bill Spencer that is the dream couple scenario for me. She fits him, he would fit her like a T. I can't think of anyone from Beyond the Gates. And Kyle from Beyond the Gates.
Yeah. So
I mean, I can see that and put Kyle over there with Ashley. Bam.
Kyle with who? Ashley.
Kyle Abbott with Ashley.
Oh, Kyle Abbott. Okay. Got you.
Carlton and Taylor. Taylor don't deserve nobody. She deserves them 6-inch heels and just need to be all by herself. She making me mad this year.
Would you do Ridge and Vanessa?
Would she do Ridge? I mean,
well, the way that Brooke and Taylor have been fighting over him for years, maybe he got something.
I mean, if she is trying to make a comparison, I'm with her, having a little something.
Hey, Electro Soul Girl, I could see Kyle and Ivy.
Me too. I mean, that actually, writers, we're giving you ideas. We want our producers credit. We know you guys listen to the podcast, so we're giving you ideas for some crossovers. Kyle and Ivy would actually be really great. I can see that.
And then Brooklyn also said Phyllis and Kyle from BTG.
Yes. I can kind of see that too. But she needs a man who's going to be kind of just as ruthless as her. She made it very clear that's what she's attracted to. That's why she keeps bringing up Aristotle Dumas. She loved that whole persona, so that's the type of man that she's looking for.
It's just interesting. Nobody said it, even in the chat or us, nobody brought up Carlton with anybody.
I mean, I guess with Daphne, that's something. We haven't brought up Hope either.
Nope.
I would say put Hope with Derek, but I don't want to do that to Derek. So. Yeah.
All right, we got to get back on track. That's a little fun segment to get you guys laughing. We still got to talk about this mess with Ivy and Dylan and Electra and Will. Because after Ivy threatened Dylan to leave town, she technically did not leave town because, I don't know what she did with the money that Ivy gave her. Probably got food or something, but you always got to eat. She started eating out of the garbage over at Il Giardino where Deke found her and said he was going to take care of her, and she got a job, and she said, I need to keep this a secret. Well, that secret lasted a good 30 seconds when Will came in and found out everything, and she spilled the beans, which brings us to today's episode where the confrontation happens. And Ivy, now here's it's a mixed bag because there's some things, and I think Keish brought this up. We brought this up in the chat as well about why are you dancing for this man? Why are you asking this woman to dance for you? That part, yeah, it's a little inappropriate. You know, your girlfriend out of town, but you got the girl upstairs dancing for you down, and the baby boy is asleep. On the flip side, and then they had this intimate conversation where Will was actually crying and holding her hands and telling her everything that was going on with him, that some of the things he didn't even tell Electra. So that's kind of, but at the same time, why are you looking up in people's houses and instead of confronting them on the spot, you go and threaten her and did her to leave town so all this can stay up under wraps, which of course is a soap. It didn't.
Wow. This, I guess, is supposed to be the heart of their February sweeps.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they accomplished making Ivy look crazy because this was none of her business. Absolutely none of her business. That this needed to be amongst the three of them. And I feel like there was no purpose to blackmail that girl when she had the capabilities to look through the window, to also walk through the door and confront Will. But I'm completely on Will's side with this because she's throwing a little extra sauce on everything because she knew she was in the wrong by what she was saying. And her whole interpretation of things was just for her to be the oldest one out of all of them. She knew better. That's why she's just wrong for all of this. I can see if Will and Dylan were cheating together. And I feel if we were to compare Deacon and Taylor, it's like literally night and day. We have actual people cheating on the show. Whereas I feel Dylan and Will, they really just had a conversation. And the fact that Ivy brought up, like, oh, she was wearing her bikini in front of them. They live on the beach. He was always like she's seen him in his swimsuit. Actually, they were at the barbecue with Steffi and Electra. And that was the day he found out that she was living in her car. She was in her bikini then. So they live on the beach. He's going to see a bunch of girls on the beach. So what was that point of bringing that up? But I do feel that the dancing thing, that was inappropriate. But at the same time, that's his house. And they both did what they wanted to do. So they have to face those consequences. That was never up for Ivy to dictate who needs to be in Will's house or who shouldn't be, who needs to be punished and who shouldn't be. That's amongst the three of these grown kids. And she knew better. And yes, I agree. Poison Ivy, because she's, I don't know what they're doing with this girl.
All right, what you got, Keish?
I agree that the dancing was definitely, that was inappropriate, and I feel like what should have happened, like Bree said, is when Ivy saw her sitting on his lap and she was looking through the window, she should have confronted them right then and there and asked, what the heck is going on?
I agree with that.
And it should have been, she should have just told Electra what she saw. Like, and she didn't have to put all that little razzle dazzle on it either. Like, just say, hey, I stopped by your house. I saw, like, I don't know what was going on. This is what they told me. But when I looked through the window, Dylan was sitting on his lap. You need to have a conversation with your boyfriend and your BFF to find out what's going on. But like Bruce said, they're not cheating. he hasn't made any passes at her. She, even though we can see that she may have some type of feelings developing for Will, she hasn't made any passes at Will. So neither of them technically have done anything wrong other than that little goofy situation where he asked her to dance and she did it. And like she said, that conversation should be between the three of them. And I think all Electra needed to do was say, "Hey, that's inappropriate. I'm not cool with that. Why would either of you think that that was okay?" And have that conversation instead of the way Ivy was presented. It was like she said they were messing around, and that's not true. But I feel like Ivy, ever since the Luna thing, has had it out for Will because she was trying to get Electra to break up with him after that situation happened. Like she was pretty much blaming Will, or it was like she was, the way she was talking about it, or the way that she would talk about it, is like Will set out to cheat on Ivy, which wasn't what not Ivy, Electra, which wasn't what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like she was trying to convince Electra to break up with him because they thought he was having a baby and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what Ivy's problem is and why she's so hell bent on Ivy breaking up with Will, but good grief, she's coming off as a very miserable, like controlling aunt. She treats Electra like she's a child, like she's a teenager. And this girl is in her, at least her early 20s. At least over 21 or 21 or and up. So it's that dynamic between them is, it's a little like mother hen. That's not proper. Like every time she says that, it's like, what?
That's not
what
proper.
has gotten into Ivy?
Yeah, I don't even
like, why
understand.
is she suddenly so like
prudish?
Prude and yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it could have been just a simple Ivy telling them that she's not okay with him asking her to dance and her dancing, and just a conversation about boundaries and what she's uncomfortable with Will, specifically with Will. And also, why has no one brought up the idea of that girl moving into somebody else's guest house? Like, Will is not the only available guest house in that family. And everybody talks about how much they feel bad for her and they want to help her. Electra, go ask one of your other family members if she can stay with them. If this is so uncomfortable for you.
Or stay with her at Eric's GCAC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part we was talking about weeks ago, because if that's your best friend, I don't think Eric would be more than happy to help somebody that's homeless.
Exactly.
Why didn't you have the girl move in with you instead of stay with your boyfriend at his house? Now, here's where, with Electra and Ivy, if you're going to confront anybody in this situation, he's the one that's in a relationship with her.
Yep.
So, Ivy, why didn't you, when all that went down, if you wanted to confront somebody, I think you need to talk to Will. Number one is, it was his house. And number two, he's the one in a relationship with your niece. And on the flip side, Electra's reaction was to turn to Dylan when she should have said to Will, you need to explain to me about what this dance was. Why would you ask this girl to dance for you? She didn't bring that up. All she said is, I need you to get her out of this house. No, you need to ask him, why did you ask her to dance for you?
Right. And the other part for me with Ivy, so you want to blackmail this girl because you feel that what she and Will were doing was inappropriate, but yet you want your niece to still be with Will?
Right.
So either what he did was appropriate or it wasn't. But you're okay with thinking that your niece is with the guy who went behind her back and was, in her eyes, cheating on her niece.
Well, you know what? Hold on a second, Bree, because then that kind of ties in a little bit to what Keish was saying, because when she said, I just got to tell you what these two were doing behind your back. maybe he got some maybe she got some reservations about Will anyway, even stemming as far back as this Luna thing.
Yep. Which she's probably kept to herself until she had an opportunity, but even still, you can have your opinions. You cannot dictate what this young man can do in his house. So who's supposed to be in and who's not? That's not her place. Like, if you felt a way about your niece being disrespected, you could have contacted your niece, or you could have went directly to Will, since you were looking out the window, looking through the bushes this whole entire time while you're supposedly sick. Right. You had the opportunity to confront that same person. Mm-hmm. She chose the length that she went to blackmail this girl, which is completely out. Well, I can't even say this out of character for Ivy. She did this to Steffi years ago when it came to the Allie situation. So this is actually right up Ivy's alley. Yeah, but she has no business dealing with this kitty stuff. Like, let this be amongst the three of them.
I agree.
Blackmailing this girl, this was too extreme, and she could have easily went downstairs. Actually, Dylan could have also went right downstairs and say, "Hey, Will, Ivy is threatening to force me out of this house. She has this interpretation of what we did. Can you please clarify this?" They both could have did something right then, right there in that house.
Yeah, it was weird because the thing is that Will had a conversation with his mom about her being homeless and no job. Nobody said anything. Get this girl a job. This girl is to the point where she was eating out of the garbage can. Seriously. And the thing is, it's like, okay, y'all keep complaining, y'all saying, "Oh my God, we feel so sorry for her." Get her over to GCAC, which is Eric's place, according to Bree.
Right.
And then Katie got a new company. Y'all bringing any and everybody over at Forrester. Spencer is a business. She ended up working, washing dishes, right? Over at El Giardino.
Along with Deke, who's supposed to be hired over at Katie's
right
house. So Katie only hired one person thus far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that whole thing was handled backwards, but obviously they did this for soapy drama because there's no way I would think a girl would let her BFF live in the house with her boyfriend. It's just not realistic. And you don't even stay there.
Right. He wants, and that's the thing, he's been consistent about being all about Electra. Mm-hmm. They, like, he's still over at Forrester and not at his legacy, just to be up underneath this girl.
Right.
Just being a super intern, just so he can be around this girl.
Mm-hmm. So, anything else on this one, Keish? You got anything else?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let us go over to Beyond the Gates. It was so many things happening on this show this week. It's just like I didn't have enough spaces to put photos. What you say?
So did we talk about it all?
Right. All right. So Nicole is trying to explore, I guess, being single. Haley got herself punched in the face and she's milking this to get attention from Bill. And that's crazy.
Right. Like, you were just poisoning this man and now you're losing his attention and you have to go to these lengths. That is interesting. So maybe she's not a great con artist like we were hoping she would be.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, Bree, is like, if you got to get punched in the face to get attention, maybe it's time. You know what I mean?
Like, she actually would have had a better shot trying to milk Carlton for all he's worth than Bill. Because Bill has the baggage. He's still forever tied to Danny. And the kids, whereas Carlton, he really nothing much going on with him. So he's a plastic surgeon, a rich one. She could have milked that for all that was worth. But she's playing a long game with Bill, and it's not benefiting her at all.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm wondering. I mean, are they trying to figure out what direction to take this storyline? Because for a moment, it was all about, you're not going to take my husband, and this is my man now, and all of this. And then we found out he was a mark, where she's trying to, get the house in St. Bart's and $10 million, and then she's poisoning him. To now, I want his attention because I don't want him with Danny. But then I still had his plan. I'm like, okay, so, I mean, because obviously they want to keep the Haley character on.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, if she get caught, that's attempted murder. So, that'll definitely put that character in a corner. So I'm assuming they don't want to do that, which is why they're dragging this out.
That's why I thought they were going to eventually pivot her from wanting to take Bill for everything he's got to either developing real feelings for him or deciding to just stay married to him and have her little boy toys on the side, like, because we see how she flirts with Isaiah. But they still have her trying to unalive him. So, yeah, I wonder how, like, once her little scheme comes out, what the plan is to keep her around longer.
Right. In the world,
because honestly, I like the dynamic with her and Lynette. Like, I want them to even keep Lynette on here because her having a friend that knows who she is and knows what she's about has made her, even though she's scheming and even though she's plotting to unalive Bill, this has made her a much more enjoyable and likable, in a sense, character than she was before, where she was just kind of whiny and complaining about nobody liking her and all that kind of stuff.
I agree.
I guess my thing is that the walls are closing in on her because we saw the conversation between Tomas and what's that girl name? Caroline. We saw that conversation. Bill is getting suspicious about why is this girl always hanging around. Randy is trying to tell her, look, you're doing too much. You need to get this girl away from this. Stop giving all this extra dosage to Bill. She's getting a little sloppy. And I don't think she should trust Lynette. Because Randy is telling her, yeah, I don't, even though we found out that they had a little something going on. But I don't think that she believes that this woman is in her corner because obviously they go way back, but clearly she is not.
Right.
Oh yeah, she's just waiting for the opportunity. I feel like Lynette's going to try to make a play for Bill and is going to start planting seeds about Haley. Like, she'll have a slip up and call her Valerie, or because she's been milking it for what it's worth to get her legal fees paid or for pro bono. Bill got her a hotel. Like, Haley's trying to keep her quiet. There's going to be something that's going to cause Lynette to turn on her, or if she wants to try to secure her spot in a Fairmont Crush, she's going to try to go after Bill.
I don't see her doing that. I don't see her doing that only because she's already listened to Haley complain about how Bill is still, like, basically Danny's butt. So it wouldn't benefit her in any way, because now you're fighting Haley and you're gonna be fighting Danny. She would be better off picking another rich guy.
Right. I agree with that.
To con.
I agree with that. But the person who's currently married to Bill is Haley. She could easily try to wiggle her way because the writers put her in the same hotel as the two of them. I wonder if she's going to try to use that to her advantage, where he accidentally catches her in negligee or something. They're about to. I feel if Haley is getting sloppy, it's going to catch up with her, and I think Lynette's probably going to see that and use that to her advantage.
I will say I did see chemistry between Lynette and Randy. Even though they don't like each other, I bet you they were real hot together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this familiar territory. We saw that in the previews too.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely want them to keep Lynette on. See, I want them to keep Anastasia on too.
Let's talk about Anastasia because coming off of this whole thing from last week where she went toe to toe with Anita, or was that early this week? It was one of the two.
That was last week.
Okay. Where she went toe to toe with her over this cotillion. And then we see her running to Danny and, all of them over at the, and then we actually get to see her have a conversation. She is really not happy about the fact on how Anita even got into this whole community because obviously Vernon was already part of the community as being a senator. When he married Anita, the singer from Chicago who, was living in the projects for her youth, and then she made a come up being a, entertainer. You bring her into the gates. There's no like old history like her family have. So, it brought on this whole, I guess, battle between who's truly should be behind the gates or not.
Yeah, there's some classism coming from Anastasia. And the thing is, didn't they say Vernon, his family helped build a lot of the homes and like basically build Fairmount Crest?
So his family founded that community.
Yes, and Anita is his wife, and they built their family within Fairmount Crest. So that's the reason why she's there. And the nerve of Anastasia to try to judge Anita, and I'm like, you are paying for escorts, ma'am. I want someone to bring that up, but I gotta say, I absolutely love Anastasia. I love these Belle Claires. I want to see more of them. We saw this little loudmouth little girl that she has. And I love how Danny checked her too. She's like, oh, you got rid of your braces and your old this, and you got rid of the old nose too. It's like, it's not, I never had surgery. Sure you didn't, honey. I love that. That was great writing. So I want them to really invest in this Anastasia character and the Belle Claires. I'm hoping there's more to come, because there needs to be, like Keish was saying, think last week, there needs to be other families. And Anastasia is a great character. She's messy as all get out. And she reminds me of, is it Jasmine Guy from A Different World? I love that. So this is where I was saying earlier, they invest in their supporting characters. Like, Anastasia went from this being in a few scenes to being snarky to now and putting her in the fold of the Duprees. So I'm hoping we're getting more of her because she's awesome. I love this.
Yep. What you got, Keish?
I agree with Bree. She is the type of antagonist that the Duprees need, and it makes sense because there's history there, whereas there's no history there for Leslie. There's no reason for Leslie to be as hateful to the entire Dupree family as she is, because none of them knew her, none of them did anything to her.
That's and this point.
It's Leslie's whole vendetta against the Dupree started with her affair with Ted. Like, you're mad at Ted. None of them did anything to you. Not even, she can't even use the Barbara thing because she didn't even know Barbara was her mom.
Right.
So Anastasia and her family would be the perfect way for them to set up a rival family for the Duprees because of how Anastasia feels about where Anita came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's a good balance of they're not going to be doing over the top stuff like what Leslie was doing in the beginning, where she almost unalived Laura a couple of times. It would be just straight up regular, shade and drama, and maybe little things like rigging the cotillion vote for who gets the princess crown, or that kind of little stuff, like that fun little stuff where you won't really despise her for doing it, or their family for doing it, or for them doing it back to the Belclairs, but it's just like good, good, not illegal, not dangerous kind of rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's like Real Housewives.
Yeah,
that's the energy it's giving to me, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, Anastasia is entertaining anytime she's on screen. As nasty and ugly as she can be with her words, it's like the entertaining type of nasty that you want to see.
Yep. Did she play on the Real Housewives or something?
Oh, no. So she did like a little interview, and there was an assumption that Karen Huger from the Real Houses of Potomac was supposed to be on the show.
Oh, okay.
So they thought that she took over that role, and it was just like, she was like, no, I auditioned. No, this is a character that was given to me. They expanded the role. So I think maybe there might be some similarities.
Oh, okay.
And they're making her, like kind of like a typecast of that character.
Mm-hmm.
But the actress who plays Anastasia is absolutely amazing. I love her. So this is why I really want them to really invest in Anastasia character and the Belclair family. I want to see them all on screen.
Gotcha. Okie dokie. Speaking of Chelsea, because they were at the table, I keep calling that girl Allison. Lord, Madison. Madison decides that she is not going to Denmark, and then she stayed because she don't want, especially with them being engaged, she don't want to take off in the middle of this and all these visits back and forth. And we know that Chelsea can't go nowhere, or she don't want to because she got the business with Kat. She got the stuff going on with Anita. However, do you think at some point that Madison is going to resent not going?
I can see that. But she has no one to blame but herself, because that was her choice.
Right.
Like, Chelsea was willing to forget it all, including her grandmother, who's going through cancer, to go to Denmark with her for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Madison's decision to stop. And I think Danny also made a really good point. As intelligent as Madison is, this is not going to be her only opportunity. So I'm pretty sure something's going to come up to where Madison's going to be able to do research, probably locally, that would still benefit her. So if she starts resenting Chelsea for that, she'll be foolish, because that was her decision.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like this whole thing of Madison moving was just kind of like a plot point to get them to this engagement.
Yeah.
So you don't even think that this was going to be, it was just something to speed up the fact of them getting engaged?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it was a reason that this was a reason they used for them to get engaged.
Gotcha. Okay.
And this couple has a lot of fans.
They do?
Okay. Yes. Uh, this is kind of, they're like the super couple of the show, which I was surprised. I don't mind them together. I just don't think they're a good fit. Like, I thought the whole engagement thing would, I just wasn't here for, especially after Chelsea was popping pills. I'm like, Madison, what are you doing? But we'll see what happens. We'll see what direction this goes in.
Yeah, I like Madison and Chelsea. I just don't like how they rushed their relationship to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate that they jumped from Chelsea asking Allison to leave her husband to, like, the very next week or a couple weeks later, she meets Madison, and then a week after that, she's in love with her.
Oh, it was 2 episodes later.
Yeah. Like, there was no reason for them to rush it like that. That made zero sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then to turn around and have Allison turn into a stalker. Like, none of that whole little sequence of events, just it was weird. It didn't make any sense. And then fast forward to less than a year later. Hasn't even been 6 months, honestly. Now they're engaged. And it's like, I don't understand why we're rushing this. Like,
right.
Have them work through the fact that they are two very different people. The fact that Chelsea occasionally uses street drugs and Madison doesn't approve. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Have them work through that kind of stuff. Like, why do we need to throw in an engagement?
Well, and I agree with both of you guys on that, because there's some incompatibilities that can really make or break that relationship. I mean, I know that Madison is trying to get out of her comfort zone, but does she really want to do that because she wants to, or is she doing it for Chelsea? Because, I mean, pretty much most of her life she's been, she went to medical school. That takes about a good 11 years. And now she's got into her specialty. And, she really tried to get away from her mom, because her mom is probably this hippie wild child that Madison sees her as. And technically, Chelsea kind of mimics that. Are you going to be okay with that? You can't really have a relationship with your mom. Are you going to be okay with Chelsea living like she is? Because that's why Chelsea get along with the mom, because their ideologies are similar. So I just think they, like Keish said, why do we got to rush to get there? Give them some time to sort through these things, especially with the drug use. And, Chelsea is extremely immature. There's a level of immaturity that she needs to grow through. And what's going to end up happening is that Madison is going to end up being mama. Because when you're dealing with somebody immature, you got to regulate that if you're in a relationship with that person.
Right.
Yeah.
And at some point, it's going to get annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chelsea only like the way that how dismissive Chelsea was about the whole drug situation with Madison. It's just like she just expected her to accept that and be okay with it. And it's like, girl, you're talking about street drugs. You're not talking about you like to go skydiving, or I don't know, you like dogs and she likes cats.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
So that kind of annoyed me and frustrates me with Chelsea, because she's impulsive without thinking things through. Like, even with the move to Denmark that she was going to do without even talking to Kat, who was her business partner. Like, she just made that decision, and Kat was just going to have to deal with it and figure out how to run the business from 2 different countries.
Right.
So it's just like she does things and she doesn't think about it, and she just expects everybody to be okay with it.
I agree. Yeah, because it's pretty much is my way or the highway, and I'm going to do what I want. And, just deal with it. And that's not how that's gonna work. I mean, and like I said, if you got somebody like that level of maturity that's just fly by the seat of their pants or think everything is okay, there might be some people that's okay with that, but I just don't see Madison long term being able to manage that. It's hard being a physician. You're always working. She's a neurologist, so she's doing brain surgeries and all of that. And Chelsea is going to have to manage herself. And I mean, granted, she's an adult, but when you got immaturity there, what happens when you make a decision that Madison doesn't like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the at the forefront as a doctor, your professional integrity is a huge focus because you can risk losing your license, Taylor.
I mean,
You
it's
know,
like that's Nicole was just saying that about her trying to keep her reputation intact at that hospital.
yeah, I got a lot of questions about that lady who's looking
Yeah,
at
but
everything.
you know
But
what I'm saying. So I mean, just say it gets back somehow. She's this reputable doctor who has a wife that's popping street drugs. I mean, your partner
Mm-hmm.
tends to some kind be a reflection on you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying, or how they are. I mean, if you out there doing this, that, and the third, it could come back on. Okay, that's what you dating this girl. She's popping pills and stuff. You know, hey, I mean, some people, their significant others help them through those things, and I'm not knocking that. But just for the purpose of this conversation, I don't know if I see them long term unless they figure out this part first before diving into a marriage.
I can see
right.
them being long term. I just see them trying to figure that stuff out as part of their angst. I just think it's something that they're going to have. Hopefully, they have them work through as part of their story and not ignore it, or suddenly they're completely compatible now, and the drugs are magically gone, and Chelsea's no longer like immature or something like that. Like, I hope that they actually have them work through this kind of stuff. And as Debbie Downer as Naomi can be, she had a point when she was at the table with them, and she said something about Chelsea um, getting bored too. She gets bored really
Mm-hmm.
easy.
Restless.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
restless. That's a very valid point, and I think that's the best person to kind of put the mirror to her face. It's like, hey, this is who you are. Are you ready for marriage? And when it comes with, and that you had to grow up a little bit. We'll see how it works out. I personally don't see this lasting long, but I do like the pairing. I just think this wedding thing, this marriage thing, was a bit rushed, and I think that's going to be their breaking point because they're going to see that they're not compatible after the fact.
Yep. Alrighty then. Let's move it along. Um, what did y'all think about Jacob being undercover?
He looked good. I'm just,
A little diamond earring in his ear.
I was like, who is this?
You
Wait a
know,
minute.
what is his real name?
Jabri.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember his last
I
name.
watched a movie that he was in where he played the cheating husband.
What?
Yeah, and he cheated with this girl who I guess he had he had a relationship with this woman in the past. And when he broke up with her, she self deleted, right? Well, her twin sister, he didn't know that she self deleted. Her twin sister wanted to avenge her sister's death, and she down the line got involved with him. He's thinking that this was still that same girl, but he was in the middle of a whole engagement with another woman, and he got himself thrown in jail. The fiance got killed. So did his friend. It was a crazy movie.
it's funny you mentioned that. So he did another movie, real quick, where he was playing kind of like a little escort. Like he played like a 21-year-old, and there was a woman who was older than him, and she basically was paying him to be her son.
Wow.
It was so weird. Like she had him dressed in baby clothes and everything.
Wow.
But in the end, like her real son was like in a huge medical state, and he happened to be the perfect donor, perfect blood match and everything. And she ended up like basically killing him and taking his heart and giving it to her son so he can be able to walk again. It was he's been in some interesting films.
Very. Right quick before we keep moving, do you know who Tabitha Brown is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I love her.
You know her daughter Choice?
I think so.
She looks just like her. She's probably in her early 20s. Well, she's an actress now. She was the one that played Jabril's fiance in that same movie.
Oh, okay. Get it, girl.
I didn't know her daughter was an actress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Brooklyn says she saw that movie too.
But he's been doing some interesting films, so he's tapping into some of his prior work. But he looked good with the Undercover thing. I was like, oh, okay. Like this is a different side to Jacob. Okay.
I'm wondering if he's going. I mean, yeah, he looks attractive and all, but is Jacob actually going to continue to hold that cover without being exposed? That's my question. Are you going to be able to do whatever they ask without getting yourself in trouble?
Yeah, because he's married to a Dupree.
That's why in that preview, he moves out of the house.
Right.
Oh, goodness. So it's going to create a divide between him and Naomi, and then who's she going to lean to?
Well, I don't think it should. Well, I mean, I guess it could create a divide as far as, like, he's not there anymore because she knows that he's doing an undercover thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's not a thing where he's telling her he's moving out and she has no idea what happened or why. I think that she's going to end up getting so comfortable with him not being there because she already complains about him.
Right.
Like pretty much any time that she's talking about Jacob, she's complaining. So I wonder if this is going to, like, she's going to have some time away from him and she's going to get comfortable, like, she's going to get comfortable with him not being there. And she's not going to want him to come back after his little undercover stint is done. Or I don't know, something like that. But, I mean, I feel like she hates Jacob. Like, that's how she acts. She acts like she hates Jacob. Like, she is being forced to be in this marriage is how she acts.
Do you think that she resents even getting married to him?
She resents the fact that he wants to be a father and he's not on the same page that she is. Like, he's moving past that because he loves her, but that's still not enough for her. She wants him to never want any kids, never have a dream to have a family, none of that. And with that being said, like, she needs to be with a man who's a little bit older who already had his kids. So it's never a question.
Right.
But
I don't know that she resents him, but that like I think the whole kid thing is definitely insecurity of hers now that she knows that he does desire them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's those two. Even when they had it, like at the beginning, they opened up with them two with the bedroom scenes and things like that. There's a lack of chemistry between those two, in my opinion.
I didn't I
It's
guess I
so
didn't feel
it's
like that
almost
in the
like it's a
beginning.
wall in there somewhere, and obviously we see it a lot on Naomi's side because he's crazy about her.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's
I
like
felt
another
like in the
burden.
I felt like up to the point when he arrested Danny, which that was like still within the first like what 2 or 3 weeks of the show
Mm-hmm.
premiering. I feel like up to that, like after that happened, it's just been. It seems like it's just been Naomi complaining
Winning.
about Derek.
Yeah. Did you say Derek?
Or sorry, Jacob.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Like I feel like after that, it was like, geez, does she actually like this guy? Or
Oh.
because the way that she was upset with him about that, she's like very irrational with
Mm.
that. Like I understand that that's your mom, and it would suck to have your husband arrest your mother, but she literally pulled out a gun in public and shot it at people. Like,
Right.
what did you expect him to do?
Exactly. Exactly, Keish.
And that's how she's been from that moment on. She's just been very irrational when it comes to things that have to do with her and her family. And it's like Jacob can do nothing right in her eyes.
Mm.
Even before the whole thing with the where they thought that she might be pregnant started, she treated him like that. And that I
Mm-hmm.
feel like just added to it.
Yeah, that's so
And
unfortunate.
she a whole hypocrite because even Ashley is pointing this
Mm-hmm.
out,
Right. Especially
and
since she
that's
keeping
bad.
that secret about the BRCA gene.
Yeah, she kept a lot of secrets actually.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yep.
whole hypocrite.
All right. We got to talk now about the situation going on at that hospital. I mean, we got Ted and Shanice, and then we got Kyle, Nicole, and Carlton. And then we got the lady who is, I think she's the chief of staff, who's
Yeah,
watching all of this drama go on her floor.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're mixing business with pleasure, literally, and they about to lose their jobs. Um, and I'm wondering if that's going to come into play for Carlton, that he's going to lose his placement at the hospital because the way he's snapping, because Nicole wants to get her son from other places. he's he's not thinking straight. And I think they made it a point where they had that lady talk to Shanice. It's like, hey, we're a good team, we're a good duo. So she's gonna get that. As nosy as Shanice is, and I love her, she gonna feed that information to this lady. Not voluntarily, but it's gonna be enough to get Carlton out of the job.
It's just interesting. I heard Nicole say, "How come she shouldn't have any control over what goes on in my personal life?" And I'm like, "Well, you bringing your personal life into the business." And so
Yeah,
that's what happens. I mean, if you kept everybody like, listen, we at work, I see you afterward, on this day, and I see you afterward on this day, but all this giggling and snickling and hugging and all this other stuff that we doing in business hours, it ain't gonna work.
I I agree with that, and they're lucky because some jobs they make it a point in the contract that you cannot date your
Mm-hmm.
coworkers.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because it
Like they
caused a disruption, you know.
exactly,
Exactly.
and then you got Ted and Nicole have been married for years, so they were smart enough to not bring their personal stuff to the forefront, but they're making it obvious, like arguing in front of people, telling their personal business, um, talking about their intimate details. Like they're like, what if a patient hears that? If this once again, professional integrity
Right.
comes into question.
I mean, she was watching Ted and Shanice in the dress, and, we had the two exes on both sides of the nurses' station, where, of course, Nicole was, saying, oh, have a great time. You're going to look nice in that dress and stuff. And this lady is like, it's just way too much going on up in here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm like, Nicole, you can't be mad. I mean, you putting it out there, girl.
And both all three of them, Ted, Carlton, and Kyle, are all on the staff. You know what I
The whole
mean? The
trifecta.
whole trifecta, and I mean, nobody can tell her outside of the hospital who she dates, who she want to see. Same thing. She got to figure it out with the two men. But when you inside of that facility, when you got sick people and people who need medical care on a consistent basis, you got to be focused. And you can't have people punching people at the nurses station. Because remember, Ted and Carlton got into a whole fight at the nurses station over this. You
Yep.
know? So, and
there's cameras.
And there's cameras, all of that. So I can understand why the chief of staff is like, listen, this is out of control. My whole staff is turned into a whole soap opera, no pun intended.
Yeah. So they lose their jobs, especially Carlton. It's hard to feel sorry for that. Yeah, Carlton and his feelings because Nicole is
Okay,
is
so
getting
let me ask you a question, Bree, with that. Because he's in his feelings. And Keisha, even if maybe y'all can answer this for me. Was there any discussion with her and Carlton when they first started seeing each other that she said that she was also going to see other people, or was that discovered today? Because now he said he going to start seeing other people.
I feel
she told him that she wasn't ready to be committed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that she specifically spelled it out and said, I'm going to also be dating other people.
Right.
But she said, I'm not ready for a commitment.
Yeah. She made it clear that she's trying to find herself, so she left that broad.
Yeah, that's the problem right there. Because I mean, there are people who just say are not boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're exclusively seeing each other. So I think
she just never made it exclusive with him.
Right, yep. But then that's the thing. Both people got to be on the same page because obviously he was not. So if he's like, well, wait a minute, I thought we was trying to take this day by, because she did say we're gonna take it day by day and we're gonna see where it's gonna go. Okay, but if you're gonna invite other people to the party, you got to be everybody got to be okay with that. And I mean, for her to say, listen, I don't want nothing serious. I just want to date around, which means I might go on a couple dates with you. I might go on a couple dates with the guy I had took to the Christmas party or whatever. Are you okay with that? And if you're not, then maybe we can't do this. None of that was, she was just like, yeah, I want to see you and you. She did this all while he was out of town. He came back unexpectedly, not knowing what their ground rules in this whole thing was. And now he's like, wait, what's going on?
But he knew she went on the date with, or she went to Winterfest with Kyle. So it's not like he was completely unaware of her going out with Kyle. Like, even before yesterday, they were all at the nurse's station together being awkward. So he knew about Kyle.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can't really control what somebody may know or what they assume. You have to have clarity in that situation. Because I could think you saw me with somebody, but for a while she stopped dating Kyle. We hadn't seen Kyle for a while until recently. So she went on that winter's thing with him, and then we didn't see him for a while. And it was all Nicole and Carlton. And then all of a sudden, he comes back, he goes out of town, and now this guy is like, well, what are we doing? And I think that's where the clarity comes in, because I could see you with somebody. I don't know, are you serious with him? Or are you trying to make it serious with me? Or what are we doing? And I think that's where, if you're going to be with multiple people, you're going to have some sort of clarity between all parties involved.
Okay. So, and I get that part. So she should have just made it clear that she's going to be dating versus just saying that she just needs to find herself. She needs to kind of clarify what that means. But at the same time, if she's telling you to your face that she doesn't want anything serious, if he's working himself up in his mind thinking that they're going to have something serious, that kind of falls on him. Mm-hmm. Because if she's not in a mental place, especially right after a divorce, you know, do you want to be her rebound, or you want this woman to figure out what she's got going on and you take a step back for yourself? Because he doesn't have to compete, because he said he's going to compete. He likes
That's
a
on
healthy
him now.
competition.
Yeah, that's on him
Yeah.
now. You threw your hat in the ring officially. That's on now. Now it shifts. That's on you now. You know what the stakes are. You know who the players are in this whole situation. You're deciding to jump right in this game too. Hey, all bets are off. It's on you now, sir. Whatever happens, happens.
I feel like the minute she told Carlton, I'm not ready to commit. I'm not ready to be exclusive with anybody. Like,
did she say that she wasn't ready to be exclusive? That's the part I was asking
she
y'all.
doesn't. She is not ready to be in a relationship with anyone. Is what she said. So to me, the minute I tell you that, then if you, for whatever reason, can't comprehend that me not wanting to be in a relationship with anybody because I'm not ready for that level of commitment, means that I'm going to continue doing what I want. I feel like that's on Carlton, because I feel like what Carlton thinks is that because he's got this 30-year friendship with Nicole, and he's had this basically 30-year crush on her, however long it's been since he's been in love with her, that he's got a leg up on anything to do with her romantic life, because he immediately pounced on Nicole the minute that her and Ted got divorced. And I think he thinks because they slept together that locked him in. And it's like, no, she still told you that she is not ready for a commitment. Just because you are, and just because you guys took it to that level, doesn't mean that she's changed her mind. And until she tells you, I only want to be with you and only you, him making the assumption that it was just the two of them, that's on him. I don't feel like that's on Nicole, because she already told you she's not.
Yeah, I still think that she needed to give that some more clarity, because I mean there are people that just sleep with each other. They don't have a relationship. They just sleep with each other. It's a safety thing. So I mean, unless you say, "Hey, listen, I might be moving around. I'm letting you know." You know, he needs to be, like I said, everybody got to be aware, and you need to give clarity. You can't leave gray areas open like that, which to me, I mean, just saying, I don't want a commitment. There's people that strictly sleep with each other, but not in a relationship.
Yeah, friends with benefits.
Yes, friends with benefits, exactly.
And that's not committing to one person.
But that's what I'm saying.
Just because we're friends with benefits doesn't mean that I'm not also seeing other people. If you and I are not in an exclusive relationship, if we're not committed, then don't expect for me to just only be with you. Or unless I say you are the only one that I'm going to be with, to assume otherwise to me is, I don't know, I guess wishful thinking.
She doesn't owe an explanation. She's not committed to anyone, but out of courtesy, especially since there is a 30-year friendship, maybe she could have clarified what her journey was going to entail, but maybe she didn't know what that was going to entail. But he was holding out hope that he finally got the chance at the girl, and she's still putting him in the friend zone. And he still wants to compete to try to get the girl he's been crushing over for years. That's his own fault. He's trying to chase after a woman who's pretty much on a rebound after a 30-plus year marriage. And the only reason she slept with you is because she got jealous at seeing her ex-husband with a whole other woman, and she couldn't handle it. So he's not getting a one-up over anyone. I feel like he's going to be in the little waiting, he's going to be sitting on the bench for quite some time, but since she's given him some, he's going to take whatever he can get and compete.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would assume, in my case, I would assume that everybody need to be on the same page, or else you're gonna have situations just like this, and then it turns messy on your job because
Yeah.
everybody ain't on the same page. So I mean, obviously he had whatever ideology in his head, and she ain't on that same page, and Kyle is on the page with her, because he's definitely clear on what they're doing. Carlton's not.
Oh yeah. And to be honest, I like her chemistry more with Kyle than Carlton. Like she looked more into it, the way they kissed each other, the way she pushed this man up against her wall. They looked more like a couple I could root for down the line. But if this is a little just something just to, you know, have a little fun with, I'm okay with that for Nicole. Everyone is a consenting adult. Everyone has a choice to be a participant and they have a choice to walk away. And both men, they want to be participants.
I personally didn't like the way he approached her at when they were at Uptown.
Yeah,
I thought that was out of line.
Like you're not her man. She
Right.
making that clear. Even the way that she approached him, she's like, why don't you give us some drinks and let me handle this. She wasn't phased, she wasn't embarrassed, none of that. You're not her man. You're in the friend zone like you've been for 30 plus years. You're trying so desperately hard to get out of that. And that is your own fault. Just accept
and
the
then
position
go to
you're
work
in.
pouting the next day.
Yes, and then taking it out on Shanice. Like,
yeah, like you a 50-some-year-old man. I need you to cut it out.
Right. Like you trying to be her next rebound. Why do you want to be in that position? I don't know. But they like we were talking about earlier, they were tearing that girl up all online for bouncing around between these two men. And I'm like, if the roles were reversed and this was a man doing this with two women, it would be considered normal.
No, it wouldn't. Girl, are you serious?
Yes. If this was a man and he just got out of the divorce,
as much dragging as we see going on online with that type of stuff,
there's men who still do this to this day.
They do it, but they get drugged for it.
For dating around?
For sleeping with multiple women. Say it again?
Yeah, I feel like men do not get the same smoke that women get. Okay. Like I didn't see Nicole call all kinds of SLUTs up and down my timeline. I didn't see that for Ted, and he was married. I didn't see it for Tomas when he slept with Eva. And he was in a relationship.
It's maybe it's I don't know. I feel like they're holding a certain expectation for Nicole, as if she cannot be human, coming out of relationships. Some people just deal with breakups and deal with trying to find their new path differently. And me personally, I feel if this was reversed, and if it was a man and he's telling a woman, you know what, I just want to just have a little fun. I don't want anything serious. And he's dating one. I feel that that's kind of normalized to some degree over a woman doing this. And I definitely see that, especially online, the way that they were trashing Nicole for doing this. That's just me. I feel it's a little bit normal when a man gets out of divorce, because these women will flock to him. Like, hey, he's an available man. Like, okay, let's see if we can get out of him. Yeah, like, okay, well, I'll hang around until you get over your wife or whatever. There's just some women who just do that, unfortunately. That's why I feel like it's when if a man to tell a woman, hey, I don't want anything serious, are you okay with it? Are you going to roll with it? So women are going to comply and go with it, unfortunately. Now the roles are reversed, and we have Nicole kind of go into the situation, and she's getting trashed online. Trashed. And that is, I don't know, some people were going a little overboard when it came to that too.
Yep.
Well, we got to talk about Danny and the situation where she's the face of, I forgot the name of that lady's line.
It was like, it started with a T, didn't it? Like Trinity.
I don't know. People were saying that the woman kind of reminded her of Eartha
Tatum.
Kitt.
Yes, I thought that too.
Wait, they said what?
The lady that Danny's working for, the fashion designer, she reminds you of Eartha Kitt, especially with the head wrap and the way that she kind of, like, the way she was talking, her movements, is different things like that. I was like, yeah, I can definitely see that.
I have to go back and look.
Yeah, and
Tatum, wasn't it Tatum?
Yeah, it was Tatum.
Yeah, and so she gave her little speech about her coming back to modeling, and a few of the reporters, that's where we got the Eye on Fashion kind of business crossover from Spencer Publications on the Bold and the Beautiful. And then we had the gentleman in the in the comment section, in part of the press conference.
Yeah.
Part of the press conference, who was asking those questions about whether she's past her time with her look and competing against younger women and things like that. She held her ground with all of it, and I know that Andre was ready to pounce, but she let her handle it, and it shut that down. So
I loved her response. It was a very Bill Spencer kind of question that he asked her, a statement that he made to her.
See,
Bill Spencer,
because that was the publication. That's Bill's
the
publication.
girl, the woman worked for Eye on Fashion, the little white girl.
I thought the man did too.
No, I thought he was from some type of like site or something. I forgot what it was, but the woman was from Eye on Fashion.
I thought they both were.
Yeah, but the way that he approached that question was very Bill Spencer. Like, see, they had a missed opportunity to have Bill Spencer crossover. But the way that she handled it, I thought she well articulate, and I was like, yeah, I like this side of Danny, because she took charge of the situation. She didn't lose who she was as a person. We don't get to see the super crazy side to her, but this was a professional, confident, a reassured woman, and she handled that man. And I'm definitely here for it. Good for her.
Yep. Well, let's see. What else did we have?
Bill watching the press conference, very completely dismissive of Haley sitting right there. He's just gushing about Danny and how he's, happy for her that she went back to modeling after giving up her career all those years. And it's just like, you do realize that your wife hates her and that she hates your wife. Like, and he's just sitting there talking about her like they're talking about a good friend of both of theirs or something like that.
They're watching the press conference.
Yeah. He jumped on that press conference as soon as he got that notification.
I'm like, you save alerts for whatever, Danny.
That's exactly what Haley said. Like, you got her notifications turned on. I'm like,
if that is not a sign that he wants this woman back, I don't know what is. You got alerts, and you made your wife, even though she raggedy, you made your wife watch the press conference with you in its entirety, just so you can see her. okay. I'm like, let's put these two back together at this point. Save Andre, because, I mean, he's not going to stop. Danny's not going to stop lying to herself, because she said, like, oh, this is the last time. You said that the last time. Like, no, I'm saying goodbye. Like,
it shouldn't be this easy for him to just get Danny back.
That's Danny's fault, though.
No, I'm saying writing wise, it shouldn't be this easy for him to get her back. Like, they better not just have her cave to him.
Fold. Yeah, but it's definitely slowly moving that direction. But yeah, I might just go ahead and just save Andre, because she's going to continue to disrespect this man, saying, oh, this is the last time I said goodbye. You would think after you got divorced, you would think that after you just got remarried to someone else, that was a goodbye. But no. I'm like, just let Andre be.
Yep.
But oh well.
All right. I'm trying to go, because it was so many different plot lines.
It's too many moving parts.
Right.
And it's a great problem to have.
I think we covered everything, didn't we?
I'm trying to think. I think we did.
Leslie was on this week.
Well, yeah, she tried to kiss up to Joey to get him to give her information on Malone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. I think what else happened? We had a nice little scene with Anita and Vernon. He's being sweet to her with the cotillion crap.
Yeah.
Where that girl's going to end up winning. That girl with Charles with. Yeah, she's going to end up winning, and then just completely disrespect the whole cotillion thing. And then
that attitude though that she took with the I don't know if we can say that it was an attitude, but just the way that the tone of voice she was using with Anita at first, when they were doing their little practicing Jessica. It's like, I'm so tired of this girl and her moody little attitude about this cotillion. Either you're going to be there and get the help from Anita, or just don't show up. So if you don't care about the cotillion, just stay home and then do whatever you want to do the day of the cotillion and look goofy. Yeah. But the way that I can't remember what it was that she said to Anita. It was something, she said something like, well, I'm here, aren't I? Or something like that, when Anita asked her a question. And Anita got her together. Like, she told her that she needed to drop the attitude. But the fact that she was even comfortable enough to cop the attitude with her in the first place was very ew to me.
Yeah. She was very slick with her mouth, but this girl is going to end up winning, and that's going to be a blow to the Duprees and the Belclairs, because they really want their girls to win, and then she's not going to really honor, getting the award. So I don't know what she's about to do, but she's going to pull some sort of stunt. I think we said this about like a month ago. But yeah, disrespectful to the girl.
I don't think the Duprees will be upset. The Belclairs for sure would be.
Yeah. Well, Samantha might be upset, but yeah, the Belclairs for sure will be upset. I don't think there was anything else that happened I can think of. And Kat, do not move in with that man.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I thought Vernon was going to say, oh, it's okay to what was she worried about? She's worried about being too cautious. And I thought Vernon was going to tell her it was okay to take chances. I'm so glad. I love that he said, well, me and Anita made sure that, that we were compatible, or we were cautious, before we jumped into anything, whatever it was that he said to her. I'm like, because this girl's instincts are on point with everything except Tomas. And I think she knows it, and that's why she keeps questioning and having these conversations with people when it comes to stuff that has to do with him, because she knows deep down inside that she needs to break up with that man. She should never have taken him back, but she was so hell bent on not letting Eva have him that she ignored that. But it's like this is why you're having all of these little feelings in the pit of your stomach, because you know you don't need to be with him.
Yeah. I'm like, please save Cat. Writers, save Cat. Don't have her moving with this man, even though I know what's going to happen. I'm not looking forward to that.
Yep. All right, now that we cover everything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get to our final segments. Flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the week, pickle of the week, and the Simple Olympics and Lily Winters Award. So, what y'all flipping for the Young and the Restless?
I guess, well, I would flip Billy going off on Victoria and letting her know, like, hey, her daddy's never not innocent, so he could easily go to the kids about the same thing, because she's trying to take his kids away from him.
Okay. I would have flipped Phyllis and Billy not doing all that in the Newman Towers. They could have took that back to a hotel or to his house. He wouldn't even had that run because Victoria came there to see Kane. So they wouldn't even had that run in.
Exactly.
What you got, Keisha, if you got anything?
I don't.
It's like, nope. All right, what you flipping on bold?
The whole week. This is what, the second or third week of sweeps. What did we get?
I would have had. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, flip my boredom.
You said flip your boredom. I would have had. What was it? What did I say earlier? Oh, I would have had Electra ask Will about why'd you have her dance for you. Mm-hmm. That's what I would have, And Ivy should have confronted him because he's the boyfriend in the relationship in regards to that whole situation. Especially since all this is supposedly going in under your roof. So if you got a problem with what's happening in his house, why don't you talk to the one who owns the place, which is him. And the fact that he is your niece's boyfriend.
Yep. Make it make sense.
Ooh.
My flip would have been, instead of having this full-blown wedding ceremony at Forrester, it would have been a cute, fun little eloping situation.
Oh, okay. Cool beans. All right.
A cuter dress too.
Yeah, tell me about it. BTG.
I really can't think of anything to flip. Yeah, I feel it was actually a really good week. I just can't really think of anything to flip.
You know, I would flip. I don't like how Shanice is showing her insecurity about Ted's feelings, whatever lingering feelings he might have for Nicole. I wish that they would have had Shanice approach this situation with Ted as another casual situation, because the man just got divorced and she is also dating other people and she's not taking it too serious. Because I can't stand the way that she is just so pressed about whether or not Ted is still hung up on Nicole. Like, you just went through this with Derek, who wasn't even married. He had just broken up with Ashley. You're now dating a man that just got out of a 30-year marriage. Literally, the divorce, the official divorce is only, 3, maybe 4 months old. Like, do you really expect him to not have some type of lingering feelings for his ex-wife, especially when he wasn't the one that wanted the divorce?
Yep. She got to accept being a rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, y'all probably know what my flip is. I need everybody to be on the same page. So if you want to be a part of this trio, then fine. If not, get out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who taking seats on the Young and the Restless?
Noah and Sienna can take a seat.
Please.
And Victoria can definitely take all the seats this week.
Yeah. Kane actually took a seat with chloroform on that bed.
Involuntarily.
they just left him there.
They just left him there. So he can have that, you know. They did check to see he have a pulse, but I guess they said let him sleep.
Yeah. Like, we got no other scenes. We don't even know he woke up or anything.
Nope.
He's still there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He deserves it.
Mm-hmm. Y'all got all your seats in. I was trying to think. I'm gonna get Jack a seat because, yeah, you placating for Nikki in front of your wife and don't expect her to get mad, and then you get defensive when she asks you a straight question. Man, go sit down and take several seats.
I'm gonna actually give all the Newmans and the Abbott seats because of how
Wait a minute,
nonchalant
you
they've
need
been
a
about
whole
Dom.
section, Keish.
Yes, I don't like how calm everybody has been about Dominic's kidnapping.
Yep, I agree. Like, oh, everything is fine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we don't have to feel guilty about that anymore.
Exactly.
That's kind of the energy it was giving.
Yeah,
yeah.
sure enough. All right. Who's taking seats on Bowl? Whoever styled Daphne's dress.
Oh my goodness. I was actually gonna give Electra a seat.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because I'm like, it's one thing for your aunt to say this, but you couldn't give your boyfriend who has been attached to your hip the benefit of the doubt at all. I mean, I guess this is why he don't share anything with her. Keep all his feelings bottled up inside because he's so scared about how she's gonna react most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say Ivy can take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
A proper seat.
It's a proper seat. You know, that's what I meant to say about that. It's like I watch shows like Married at First Sight Australia, and I watch Love Island Australia, and I've never heard them. They've said some things, but they don't say that's not proper. It's like, why y'all trying to make it look like that's an Australian thing when it's not?
Yeah. And I'm like, given Ivy's history, and she herself was a cheater, pumpkin eater, so she had a lot of nerve.
I mean, I'm trying. I sit back and I thought about that because I've been watching those shows probably for the better about 6 years now, and I've heard them speak and say there are some terms like "day dot" or some other terms that they use, but I never heard that's not proper.
Yeah,
It just sounds
definitely
weird. It sounds like they're trying to overcompensate based on her culture, and it's not. I'm like, no.
right. Yeah,
I know that I took it as a culture thing. It just seemed like they're trying to in general turn Ivy into this prudish, like, I don't want to call her a church lady because I mean not all church people are prudish, but it's just like they're trying to make being prude her personality now.
Right, I
like
get.
how
Like they're forcing it.
I get that, Keish, but normally most people say, I don't think that was appropriate, or you being inappropriate. They don't, the word, I mean, it just seemed like they're trying to use a connotation from where she's from. And
Yeah,
yeah, because I
I think
understand her character, they're trying to make it look like she's approved. So I agree with you on that. But them to make her use that terminology in the script is just it's forced because
yeah,
they don't talk like that.
yeah. That's that's the writer's perspective and what they view Australian lingo is, and yeah, this is where they kind of could have let Ashley just, you
Right.
know,
Just say, hey, it's not right what you're doing. Or, and she even said in some of her statements it was inappropriate.
yeah, which makes more sense. And
Right.
they keep having her drop her accent. It's like 1 minute she'll have her accent in a scene, and next minute she completely drops it.
Right.
So
So I agree with
yeah,
you, Keish, that they're trying to definitely make her turn her into a prude. You know what I mean? So
like
yes,
Allie.
like Allie, right? But it's just that they have her use that terminology. I'm like, y'all doing too much.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all right, um, start of the week. YNR. Oh, wait, who taking seats on BTG?
Um,
Carlton.
that man who was talking. Oh yeah, yeah. But that man who was talking to Danny all crazy during that interview.
He can have one too.
He said he can have one too. I'm trying to think who would I give a seat over there to. I'm gonna give a seat to Bill for being so stupid. Them two women are playing him like a fiddle.
Yep. He can't even see it.
One is
He
milking.
deserves it.
He just listen. One is milking his pockets, and the other one is trying to set him up for his demise. That girl that
Yeah.
got free legal fees, a hotel stay, and well, we know where Haley stands and all of that. So
Yep.
I mean, it's right there in front of his face, which is why he's questioning it, right? He's like, "Well, why are
Mm-hmm.
you here, and what were you doing there, and things like that." And they got something to say, and he just, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's on you."
Yep.
uh, okay, y'all got y'all seats in for BTG.
Yeah.
Okay, start of week YNR.
Susan Walters.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Yep. Susan Walters until she kind of backslid today, but yeah, I give it to her for the other part.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Keith? You got one for YNR?
I'll just go with whatever you guys say.
Oh, okay. All right, bold star of the week.
Ashley Brewer.
Okay.
I was gonna say the girl that plays Dylan, but I like Ashley Brewer. That's me a good one too.
What that song that was playing in when Carter and Daphne was sleeping together, was that Muriel singing?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounded like. I was like, is that?
It was.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It sounded like her.
Pretty much any of the music that they've used for like the last since Halloween. I think she's had a song on the show every month since Halloween.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was definitely her voice.
Gotcha. What about on BTG Star of the Week? I'm gonna give it to Carla the way she did that when checking that dude.
And that was a great scene.
Cause
I'm
I'm
actually gonna
one of
give it
those 50-year-olds that might have a crow line or two who like to wear
to.
dresses at this age, this big age.
He
Yeah.
had a lot of nerve. He but I love the way she had her comeback. Mine is actually going to go to Daphne Duplay or Duplay. I like the I like that she's bringing something different to the Nicole character.
Yeah.
And we get to see the different sides to her. I really like this. It makes her even more interesting. So I'm going to give it to her.
Mine is gonna be Danny as well because of that scene today.
Yeah. Because I mean, that dude he went for the jugular. I don't want to say below the belt. He went for the jugular on that one, and he even tried to cut her off when she was trying. She the guy like, hold on, I ain't through. Um, yeah. I mean, and I get it. The industry is one thing, but there are people who want to know what things look like in their age group, and she's about to model it for the 50-year-olds or I don't know. I'm assuming she's trying to play a 40 or 50-year-old, but
She would be in her 50s with those kids.
yeah, because they're in their 30s, right? Yeah, so
yeah.
Naomi got to be at least 35 because they said she's been practicing law for 10 years.
Okay, so she in her 50s. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, but okay, all right. Pickle of the week, Y&R.
Sally.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
The way the whole thing ended with Mariah.
Yeah, that sucked.
Like, you literally, drove her away in the back seat with her mom being able to coddle her. Like, no, put that girl in handcuffs. She doesn't deserve to be able to sit in the back seat of a police car comforted by her mother after what she did.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. I'm gonna give a pickle to Noah, Kane, and Jack. There you go. All right, you said yours, right, Bree?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said Sally.
Oh, you sure did. Pickle bold.
Sweeps.
Yeah. Oh Lord. I guess if I had to give it to if I had to give it to anything, that lackluster wedding and sex scene. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they didn't give T enough material to work with. How dare they do
I
that?
mean, man, because I was watching, I'm like, okay, how long is this going to be? And then the commercial popped up. I'm like, what am I going to do with that?
They just finished.
They just finished and they came back and it was over. And I'm like, wow.
Those are the ones where you just have to do the really short edit.
Well, you do edits too, Keish. Maybe let's see what you think you can work with that.
I'll have to watch it again. I don't even remember how
exactly.
The scene went.
It was just that bad. All right, and then pickle BTG.
I don't really have one. Yeah, for me, I don't have one.
Y'all ain't gonna give it to Carlton.
I think between the seat.
Gave him the seat. Gave him a seat.
I don't know.
But I mean, yeah, I'll give him a pickle for being nasty and rude to people at work because he's in his feelings.
I don't know. I'll give it to Jessica's attitude. She comes in smug and looking crazy all the time.
Smug is the perfect way to describe her. That's definitely
Yeah, they
smug and
dragging.
like know it all.
Exactly. They drag her around to throughout the, I don't see why Tyrell is even anyway. But she's always frowning and stuff. It's like, girl, get it together.
And she looks like his sister. That's another reason why I don't see what he sees in her. Like, that's a little too close for comfort, but okay.
Jenna said Randy is the pickle. Well, look like Lynette want his pickle.
So does Mona.
So does who? Oh, Mona.
Mona, excuse me. She said she was like, Nicole getting her groove back. She want her groove back too.
You think Randy is wanting to? I don't even think he's looking for anybody. He's so busy running around, his nose wide open for Joey.
He looking for any kind of come up he can come up with. So if that means getting with one of these women, he'll do that. And he know Linda hasn't have any money.
Wait a minute, because obviously Joey knew he was back in town, but originally he was supposed to get gone, wasn't he?
Yep. And then Vanessa and what's her husband's ex-husband? Yeah, Dougie Fresh. They basically pleaded to Joey to leave him alone, and they did. And then Vanessa and Joey got it on after that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha. Alrighty. Then we have Simple Olympics. Just give me your top 4, Bree, because
yeah. So Noah is bronze, Carlton is silver for still wanting to compete with the woman who doesn't want to commit to him. Kane is gold, and platinum and cosmic is Jack.
Yeah, I agree with you. Jack, Kane, Noah, and Holden. Because Holden he couldn't hold water when he got to LA telling
Sure could.
I mean, Holden, I'm just like, dude, you want box from Claire that bad, you just spill all the tea.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not even worried about jail, nothing. But he wanted to secure his Valentine's Day date.
I don't know. That's just the awful, and they all from The Young and the Restless.
Yep. Right. Well, not mine. I had Carlton as silver.
Oh, so yeah, you did have Carlton, but majority of them are from Y&R.
Ain't that sad? There's a lot of weak links.
And Kyle on the brink if he's sniffing after Audra again.
I mean,
I don't know.
It wouldn't be his first time.
He won't be the same Audra would be. Because he kissed her and walked away and said, you ain't never getting this. Audra was the one sitting there in awe and like, oh, maybe I do want him.
Oh.
I think, yeah, they both just want something to do. They both
playing cat and mouse.
They both. They both.
Okay, and then last but not least, who getting Lily Winner's Award?
Victoria Newman.
The audacity.
The audacity of this one. A whole hypocrite. And she lied to her supposed friend Nate to his face.
I'm gonna give it to Ivy. It's like, girl, go sit down somewhere. I mean, you got the audacity to be looking all up in somebody's windows. Next time you're gonna look at somebody's window, you're gonna see something you ain't want to see.
Just isn't proper.
It's not proper.
What's not proper is looking in people's windows.
Right. For however long, too. And I'm like, you're sick and you gonna just breathe your sick air around that girl.
And she was all in Dylan's room yelling. I'm like, girl, wait a minute. Didn't you say you were sick?
And then you get up close to her.
Right. Can we stand 6 feet apart? Do I need a mask?
Something. Like, Like, she should at least ran downstairs just to get away from the germs. But,
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, she wasn't sick. And I think an honorable mention for the Lily Award should go to Sally.
Oh God, absolutely. You know what? Or do you think Anastasia should get a piece of that too?
No, Anastasia's perfect.
No.
She
Oh
was
my
written
God. Well, I
exactly.
mean, you like the
She,
sassiness of the character, but how's that classism interaction with them? It's like, girl, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just comes with territory with the Fairmont Crust people. This is probably normal conversation for them, but the Anastasia character is just perfect. Like the right amount of messiness. This is why I
Okay.
want the belt
And
players. Like
that's
they need something
nice,
like
Bree,
that.
but she go get a Lily Winners today because that was rude.
Okay, okay. Hey, she's getting awards already. I'm good with that.
Oh man. Okay. Well, did you know we almost went 4 hours, right?
Wow.
3:45 to be exact. I guess maybe it was a lot to talk about this week from I mean, we
I think
complained a
we spent
lot
most of
about
the time on
Y&R.
Y&R, right?
What you yeah. We spent an hour and a half on Young and the Restless. Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, it might be different in about 2 weeks. Um,
I mean, some
but
interesting. I will say right quick. Let me see. Do I still have them up? Yeah, some interesting spoilers going on next week because hold on one second. Where it go? Where it go? Where it go? Beyond Bold. Oh, right here. So we Monday's episode, you guys, is all about Tessa. I mean, not Tessa, Mariah, and everything that's going on with that. Did you get a chance to see it, Bree, or no?
yeah, I did that while I was doing laundry.
Yeah. Okay. So Mariah get to face the music. Abby and Devon struggle with forgiveness, and Tessa's torn between her past and present.
I did not like the last 5 minutes of this episode. What was Sharon thinking?
Maybe she wasn't.
Yeah, I see
Mm-hmm.
where Mariah gets it from. Um,
Um, we got
that was
Vic.
too soon.
What you say?
What she did was way too soon.
Right. Victor give Kane a taste of his own medicine. Nick makes a bad decision, which probably has something to do with them pills. Sally deliver bad news to Billy. Jack throws a wrench in Billy's plan. Why, Jack? Okay.
Yeah.
Nikki vows revenge against an enemy, which is probably Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria shares a plan of attack with Nate. Victoria gives Billy a reality check. Why don't they leave that boy alone? Leave him alone. Kane
It's all
schemes.
on Billy.
Huh? What'd you say, Bree?
It says all on Billy, not Phyllis, and that's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. Is like Billy catching it from all ends. He catching all the strays. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Kane schemes a form of alliance with Daniel. Why? Claire wants to trade secrets with Holden. What secrets do she have? And then
That no one knows about.
Nikki worries about that Victor's going rogue. Does that surprise you, Nikki? Victor does what Victor does. Devon and Nate raise suspicions about Lily's disappearance, and Abby sets boundaries to protect the family. So I don't know what
Which I
y'all
think that
think
was in
about
Monday's
that.
episode.
What'd you
I
say?
think that was in Monday's episode. I
That
think
was
that was in
Friday.
Monday's episode.
No, that was Friday.
Oh.
Yeah, that's on Friday the 20th episode, whatever that is. Maybe she does something else.
Oh.
Um, Monday, Bill rushes Eric to complete his designs. Tuesday, Eric begins to have breathing episodes. Oh, here we go. Donna attempts to get him to the hospital on Tuesday. Wednesday, Liam tells Hope the truth about Eric. I don't know what that's going to look like. Bill and
He lasted
Katie.
a little longer than we expected.
Oh, right, exactly. Um, Bill and Katie reveal to Brooke and Ridge that Eric is the designer. Thursday, Eric and Ridge have a confrontation, which leads to devastating results, which is probably what we saw in the promo. So we ain't gonna get that till Thursday. And then Friday, Eric come clean to Brooke and Ridge, and Electra and Will separately deal with their relationship. Separately, okay, whatever. BTG. One pair of lovers solidified a relationship while in Puerto Rico. Who in Puerto Rico?
It's a rerun. Remember when
Oh,
Jolene,
that is right. Okay, yeah, it
Vanessa?
does say
Yeah.
that. You know why? Because it's President's Day. They
Yeah.
always do that on a
Mhm.
holiday. We don't get an episode. Okay, then we bounce to Tuesday. The couple celebrate a Valentine's Day. Anita serenades Vernon. Joey cedes control to Vanessa. Martin's gift to Smitty backfires. Haley finally gets what she wants, which is what? Danny teams up with someone unexpected to battle a common foe. The only common foe I know of is Haley. But who is she teaming up with? It'd be something if it's Lynette.
Ooh.
I doubt it.
You think you doubt it? Okay.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Bill calls in a favor to Joey. Tomas questions, rile or upset Haley. Ashley's resourcefulness upsets Grayson, so Ashley must find out about something, and Grayson don't like it. Danny tests Nicole's real feelings about Ted and her new men. What? Interesting. Randy is tasked with a new assignment that threatens to expose his entire con. Thursday, Leslie ruins Anita's lunch, which pushes Anita's health issues into the open. That's that promo when she fall over the table.
Mm-hmm.
Elon schools Jacob on the brutal realities of going undercover. Naomi surprises Haley. Lynette deals with two tense confrontations. One couple choose to live apart. That's that Naomi Jacob thing. That's on Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday, Anastasia rumor mongering forces Anita's hand. So whatever happened at that dinner or whatever at the club, she probably is pushing rumors, and so Anita got to get in front of that. Vanessa has a potential solution for Nicole and Samantha's dilemma. Nicole and Samantha's dilemma. Interesting. Joy watches Haley and Randy squirm in front of Bill. That's gonna be interesting. I wonder if they're gonna blow their cover. Chelsea fears that if Madison defers her dream job, it will spell disaster for the relationship. That's it. That's Friday. Any of that from each show sounds interesting?
BTG does for sure.
Yeah. The Anita thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, but
At least they're sweeping.
I didn't see anything about Phyllis in next week. We even saw the promo with Billy over at Chancellor, but Billy catching a lot of strays next week.
Poor baby. Like, the computer. He's just reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
Ugh, we'll see.
Nothing really stood out to me for Bold, though. Well, I mean, Eric gets sick and he has a health emergency, but they didn't really give us much more about what's going to happen with this Dylan thing. So,
Oh, well.
Yep. Okay. Well, I guess I will end it right there. It's exactly midnight where you are and 11 o'clock here. Gosh, it's
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Whether you having a Galentine's Day, because I know a lot of ladies are doing that now with their girlfriends and having brunches and lunches and dinners together. If you're doing it with a significant other, spouse, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, have a good time. And other than that, I really think the Valentine's episode sucked this year because usually it'd be pretty cute, but not this year. Yeah, I don't know. But
Did anybody even acknowledge Valentine's Day
where on the show?
on any of them?
Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
had all that romance where we had Chelsea and Adam,
Oh, that's right.
we had Diane and Jack, and so they tried, and I believe that Carter's wedding was part of. That's why they put it
Valentine's Day.
right. And we won't get the rest of the other Valentine stuff for BTG until Tuesday. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
all right, you guys, we're going to end it right there. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out, subscribe to the channel, and if y'all ain't got nothing else, we're going to leave it right there. Bye, Soapies.
Bye.